podcast ever. Y'all's the hate on all of my moves, but now niggas on it. Y'all used to bait me on me and my views, but now niggas on it. I used to tell them I'ma have me a show, but now niggas on it. Her homies on it. Your homies on it. Y'all's the hate on all of my moves, but now niggas on it. Y'all used to debate me on me and my views, but now niggas on it. I used to tell them I'ma have me a show, but now niggas on it. Her homies on it. Your homies on it. The realest podcast ever. The realest podcast ever. The realest podcast ever.
Yo.
The realest podcast ever.
Yeah, I don't know what we got.
The days that we're not here, like, I'm about to set up my own, like a nanny cam to figure out, like, what the fuck goes on in here when we not here. This mic is loose as hell. All right, I guess it's gonna be have to be suitable. This joint is like mad loose. All right,
that's what I had to do. Yeah.
Realest podcast ever. We back, episode 133. I am your host, Chad Fain, also known as Chad Fain.
And Matt Kane, also known as Matt Kane.
We're back once again. It's Monday. What the fuck is today? January 11th.
Is it Monday? It is.
Monday, January 11th. After a wild week in the United States of America at large. How are you feeling today, sir?
Relatively, I'm cool. You know, there's been a lot going on.
Yeah.
You know where the murder shit is still popping.
Of course.
Like
this is the remix.
this is the remix. What's crazy is last year was like, you know, our deadliest year in like 20 years.
Yeah.
And last year at this day, going into whatever the fuck was yesterday, January 10th, last year we were at 7 murders in 10 days. We're already at 12.
Yeah, trying to beat the record, baby.
13, excuse me.
Yeah, new OPEC and air gas
something registered, you know what I'm saying, since I last seen it. But yo, 13 murders in the first 10, 11 days.
Crazy thing is, I've been watching a lot of YouTube content over the last few days. Like, you know, like niggery, like media coverage and such like that.
YouTube is such a weird place because you
just push you in whatever direction they want.
You start off watching, you know, the mayhem that happened at the Capitol Hill, the recap of that, and then you end up on top 10 fastest players in NBA history. And you like, how the fuck did I get here?
Fucking go Yayo's top 5 fights.
Right.
So I'm on YouTube over the last few days, and it's like, you know, different media outlets interviewing people from Dallas and Houston, like these underground artists that we may not know naturally, but, you know, they have a presence where they from or whatever. And they were just talking about like how like the murder shit has exploded in like Dallas, Houston in particular. And it's just like how the whole like vibe of the city is just changed. Yeah. And it's like, it's almost kind of like that effect of like literally Chicago has poisoned the fabric of a lot of cities around the country, where everybody's whole thing now is like this gun culture of we got them sticks, we got them mops, we shoot niggas, we ain't playing with motherfuckers, and this whole op culture that has developed over the last 5 years, where you take a city like New York City that basically eradicated violence for a decade, and now if you go to Brooklyn, there's 87 different gangs just in the borough of Brooklyn. Not to mention what's going on in Harlem and Queens and this, and this. And then you take places like Atlanta that's infested with gangs. Whereas like they murder situation is like, the gang situation is a little bit different there, but the presence of gangs over the last 10 years, GDs, folks, Crips, Bloods, they just making up sets in Atlanta at this point. Like they have sets that don't originate from nowhere in Cali or Chicago or none of that shit. They just making up their own gangs at this point. And even cities like Tampa, Florida and shit like that, where it's just like rampant fucking violence is going down. And people just really don't kind of like have no explanation for it. And everybody that they talk to is like, yeah, shit just different, man. You just gotta stay dangerous. Like, and that's just everybody's explanation.
Like I was just talking about YouTube being that rabbit hole. I watched this video the other day. It was OG something. OG somebody. He was he's apparently an OG.
Right.
From You don't.
The name gave it away.
Yeah, apparently he's an OG, and he's from the Texas area, I believe.
Okay.
And he went to prison down there, and he's 51 now.
Talking about the Charleston white guy or somebody else?
No, he's black.
Okay. No. I think his name is like Charleston.
No.
Oh, it's not the guy that keep going viral every week cursing everybody out? It's not him?
No.
Oh, this is somebody with some sense.
Yeah, he has some sense.
Okay.
OG, I don't, let me, hopefully I can bring up YouTube and it'll just pop up.
Yeah, go to your recent, like if you hit.
That's him right there. OG Percy.
OG Percy, okay. Not familiar. Shout out OG Percy.
But he got a lot of videos where he talks about because he basically always talks about if I can steer one away, I've done my job or whatever. But he was talking about how going to prison with the gang shit from Texas or whatever. He's a Crip. Yeah. And he was saying when he got to prison, he was like, it's segregated. Like it's blacks, whites, and then, them essays.
Right.
And he was like, one thing that like kind of opened his eyes and blew his mind a little bit was he's like, an essay came in with Crip shit on him. And he was like, he stepped to him to lock it in like a Crip. He pulled back and he was like, fuck is you doing? Like you Crip. And he was just like, no, like I'm you know what I'm saying? Like
Mexicans.
And here it's essays.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, dog, you got till tomorrow to get that Crip shit off you. Like I don't play that. Like, we Crips. Like, and he's like, the Mexicans basically stepped to me. Like, yo, he with us. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever. Like, all that affiliation out there don't really mean much in this joint.
You with your race.
And he was like, what fucked me up was, he's like, the essay straight told me to my face, like, look, I'm gonna keep it a beam with y'all. Like, yeah, I'm cripping, whatever. But he was like, and here is us. And he was like, the thing with y'all is, y'all don't even stick together amongst y'all.
Right.
And he was like, it made me step back, and it was like, dog, you got the GDs over here, Muslims over here, Vice Lords over here, Crips over here. He's like, it might be 8 Bloods, 7 Crips, 12 Muslims.
Right.
But he's like, then you look at the essays, it's 100 of them.
Right.
And they all claiming different shit. MS-13, this, that, and the third. And it's just like, hey, you got a point.
Ain't gonna lie, we took an L today.
Oh, you took an L. But he actually got some alright videos though. He be talking about like
check him out.
just going to jail when you young and how, you know what I'm saying, different to be. He was like, motherfuckers be doing all kinds of shit. He's like, I've seen motherfuckers coming to jail and like motherfuckers see they mom on the motherfucking visit joint, young boy. Like he 18 and he, getting his head cracked open. Nigga like, yeah, tell your mom, holler at me. You know what I'm saying? He's like, next thing you know, mom coming up to visit the OG just for protection for that nigga. He was like all kinds of.
Dang.
Yeah, like. But yeah, you just made me think about him.
Yeah, that shit is wicked, man.
Mentioned the YouTube rabbit hole, but he was saying the shit on there, just how we don't have like a togetherness within us. You know what I'm saying? No. So it's like out here.
And it didn't used to be that way. Like that shit.
Ain't that the craziest part? Like when you go back to like the 60s, 70s, that shit was like.
It was us against everybody.
Right. Right.
And now it's to the point where it's like if you want to have any type of like a cause against something, you gotta like give niggas like a 50 questionnaire,
right,
for them to fill out before they agree. Like, all right, so what's the name of the movement? Where we going? Who's the enemy?
What's the meetup spot?
What's the meetup spot? How long is the boycott?
Yeah, will food be served? Like, yeah, that shit is real.
Is Barb catering?
That shit is the truth, man. So it's like, yeah, it was definitely. He got a couple good videos I watched. Did you do anything productive this week?
No, but I did go to, I went to Houston's restaurant on Saturday.
Okay.
My homie Shizzy Mac told me that there was one in North Jersey, up in Hackensack, like right outside of New York or whatever. So it literally looked it up. There's one. I went. The shit was bomb as fuck. I had a good time. I did get pulled over by state troopers coming back though. I was flying. I was doing like 87 in a 55, but he looked out for me. He's like, I'm gonna put the ticket at 64. Just $86. Just slow down, man. Get yourself home. I'm like, all right.
I got a
state trooper.
I got a red light ticket. Not a red light. Speed ticket.
Oh, the
on the boulevard.
Yeah.
I didn't even know they were putting these out there.
Bruh, no. Listen. In one day, I got 3 warnings and 3 tickets.
Oh wow.
I got 3 warnings going up and 3 tickets coming back down.
I'm leaving out the motherfucking crib. I see envelope from the PA department. I'm like, oh, what the fuck is this? They ain't know it was time to renew my CDL. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, fuck. I crack it open. When I seen the picture of my car, I'm like, oh, this ain't good. This ain't no good. $100 goddamn.
Yeah.
I'm paying on the paper plan for free.
Damn.
Yeah, no, we gotta normalize not driving on the boulevard. It's a wrap for the boulevard.
You gotta
bro.
show me that payment plan situation.
I take the turnpike here and back.
Yeah, the crazy part is it was I come off of the boulevard off of what is that 60 the Woodhaven shit?
Yeah.
So it's only from it's 2 lights. Apparently I draw in 2 lights. Like in 400 feet I fucking draw.
Got ahead of yourself.
Too much dip on my trip and fucking 400 fucking
ahead of
feet worth of
yourself,
strip.
man.
Hey, they sent me a ticket. I'm like, I ain't getting no warning, no nothing.
Dang.
$100. Like what the fuck?
So I went to Houston's.
Okay.
That was bomb. The spinach dip is everything that it's advertised to be.
Oh man, I got an advertisement story. Go ahead.
It's everything that it's advertised to be. I also had this steak dinner called the Hawaiian. It's a ribeye with this Hawaiian glaze on it and French fries. Shit is bomb as fuck.
The ribeye has become one of my favorite steaks.
I think it's the best cut of steak.
Is it a bone in or bone out?
It was a bone out. This
I like the
one.
bone
I
in.
like the bone in better. Like I get the bone in from Fleming's. That's like my
Okay,
favorite
okay.
steak. Period. Anyway.
Yeah, I like the fillet, of course. But the thing with the fillet is you can cheat a little bit. I was explaining to somebody the other day. You can cheat a little bit on the fillet. You can go medium well on a fillet because it's so tender. On them days where I'm not trying to be a wolf, like I want my shit cooked a little bit, not nigga hockey puck cooked. You know what I'm saying? I got a homie that eats all his steaks well done.
He's tripping.
Like he orders. The nigga got a T-bone well done. When we was at Morton, I'm just looking at him like
this is an $8 cut of meat. Are you all right?
And he was cutting the shit up, and he was like, I'm just standing there like sitting there stuck, and he was like, fuck is wrong with you? And I'm like, dog, I feel like it was an earthquake. The fucking table is shaking. What the fuck?
Did the server stare at him?
Huh?
I said, did the server stare at
Dog,
him?
like it was funny because one time we was at Firebirds and the booths are really high. The back of the booth, you can't see over the booths in front of you, behind you. But the table over behind us they were like loud. Like he kept laughing real loud and she was laughing loud. And I'm like, these niggas is driving me crazy sitting behind us. And she was like, how you just know they niggas? And I'm like, I'm guaranteed I know these niggas. They loud as
a
shit.
motherfucker.
And then the waiter came up with the tray behind us and he was like, I have a filet well done. I'm telling you niggas over there. Who the fuck gets some filet well done?
Damn.
But yeah, he used to shit.
You know how long you gotta a fillet is like this. You know how long you
Oh,
gotta cook
like a 12-ounce fillet?
It's like a cheeseburger. Like you know how long you gotta cook a damn
What's the
fillet?
movie? Mondo Burger.
Yeah. Big welfare green pepper burger. It's thick like that. You telling me you want that shit cooked all the way through to the center?
Yo, eating steak well done is crazy.
Even if you tell them to butterfly and cook it well done, that is wild.
Yo.
Cause like you said, it's such a tender cut of meat. It's gonna crisp
Dog.
up automatically. It's gonna get hard on you. Pause.
I remember we went to Taj Mahal in the AC, and Ra is a medium rare steak eater. Like he'll eat his shit medium rare. Ross is a well done. So Ra ordered a ribeye, medium rare. I think medium rare, and I think Ross got his T-bone. No, he had a New York strip well done. That's the crazy part. He'll order ridiculous cuts of the steak. Go get me a flank and well done that shit. This nigga's crazy.
You get a skirt steak well done, double X well done.
Y'all got any chuck back there?
Yo, no bullshit. Back in the day,
Dog.
I remember I took this girl to table 31.
Let me finish this shit. The nigga ordered a New York strip well done. Ra ordered a fucking a ribeye medium rare. They bought the ribeye well done and the strip medium rare, so they messed up because Ra and he put it on the table. Ra was like, "Why is this steak so fucking burnt?" And Ross is looking at his joint like, "Did y'all put it on the grill at all? Like what the fuck?" So the waiter was like, "Oh man, they messed up with the cook on both of the cuts, so I can just take it back." So Rob was like, "Yeah, please, there's no way I can eat this shit." Ross is just like, "Yeah, no, I'm cool all the way around. Just take it. I don't want nothing."
I don't even want to see it.
The nigga took his shoes off and boycotted eating, and the rest I was sitting there like, "What the fuck is wrong with you, dog?" The nigga went and laid down on one of the loungers in the fucking lobby, like, "I'm done for the night. Y'all, you just taking a joy." Like the nigga was just frustrated like a motherfucker.
Funny as
Yo,
shit,
that shit was crazy. But yeah, eating steak well done is nuts.
I remember
man.
one time I went on a date with this girl. This had to be 15 years ago. I went on a date with this girl. You remember when Table 31 was in the Comcast building on the ground level?
It was like outside.
It wasn't outside. Well, you entered from outside. You didn't have to go in the Comcast One.
Yeah.
It was the first restaurant that was in there. So I go pick her up. I should have known something was up because she lived at 43rd and Wauwatosa. So that was the first problem that I set myself up with. So I pick her up. We go to the John, whatever. And I'm like, yeah, get whatever you want. I'm in my player mode. So she's like, yeah, the waiter comes. She's like, yeah, can I get a skirt steak well done? And I was like, I'm never going to see this bitch again. Like, I knew at that exact moment, I'm never going to see this girl ever again in my life. And I did.
Eating them crazy cuts of steak, man. I do the bone-in ribeye and the fillet for the most part. You know what I'm saying? I don't really get into too much.
Every now and then I'll fuck with a New York strip, depending on where I'm at, and the selling point. Is it dry age? Is it this or this? But for the most part, ribeye pretty much every damn time.
Yeah. It was funny though because you just made me think about the shit the other day. So you know how racism is still alive. Yeah, and it's
were you here Wednesday?
Yeah, nothing. I'm not talking about that. Dude. I'm talking about like the subtle racism you kind of have to think about.
They call it latent racism.
Right. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I come out of the gym the other day. I go to the gym, The Edge, in Deptford, New Jersey. I come out in the shopping center there, like maybe 3 or 4 stores down. It's a pizza place. And on the glass, it says world famous chicken wings. Now, I know that these chicken wings aren't
world famous.
There's nothing in Deptford that's world famous. Like, I know that these wings aren't world famous.
You would have grown past the strip mall in Deptford.
Right, you know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, I haven't had chicken wings in a little while. I'm like, damn, I'm kind of hungry. I just crushed a fucking workout.
Give them a shot.
I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to go get some chicken wings. You know what I'm saying? So I come in, all white people working there, white people throwing dough in the air and doing what the fuck they doing. White girl comes to the counter. She says, hey, thanks for coming in. I was like, hey, what's going on? She's like, can I take your order? I'm like, I want 4 of the world famous chicken wings that I see on the glass or whatever. She's like, okay, great. She started punching the computer. She was like, do you want any sides? And I'm like, no, just the chicken wings. So she's like, okay, 4 chicken wings. You want them fried hard? And I'm like, yes.
Yes, I do.
But why the fuck? I'm like, you don't just say that. You know what I'm saying? Because I know you don't ask nobody else that shit. You know what I'm saying?
You don't ask Melissa, do you want your wigs fried?
You see what I'm saying? So I'm just like, yes, but
turn down the racism, please.
So then this is where it really kicks off and kicks up a notch. The wings are done. She comes around from the back where the guy put them in the styrofoam or whatever, and she's got the styrofoam open. She's like, you want anything on here besides salt and pepper? And I'm like, hot sauce and ketchup. and I'm like, what the fuck? Because she was like, anything else? You know how y'all. I'm just
how you guys do, baby.
I was about to straight tell her like cheddar cheese, bitch. Horseradish. The fuck? Like, don't put no fucking
curveball.
Yeah. Undercook my chicken and put horseradish on it. The fuck? Like, dog. And I'm just like, the shit you be really having to like think about all the like, and it amazes me how we just haven't gotten past that. You know what I mean?
Do you remember a couple years ago when the whites were trying to push the medium rare chicken initiative?
I remember,
I'm like, yo, that's salmonella. You can't do that.
My bus broke down one day right at Richmond and what's the next block from Westmoreland? I forgot what the next at Westmoreland, next block from Allegheny. I was on the 60 coming out, and the bus had broke down right coming out the loop. So they was like, yeah, just leave it there, whatever. We'll have a record come, whatever. So I'm out there. It's a bar across the street. Yeah. I was just like, fuck, I'm gonna go get. It's a bar. I know they sell food or whatever. I came in. I see the shit they had, little specials. They had a turkey burger with fries for like $7.50. I'm like, can I get the turkey burger special? Whatever. She's like, how do you want it cooked? And I'm like, the fuck? I was like, I'm calling Illinois. What the fuck you mean? Like, it's turkey. Like, dog.
You want it cooked? I want it cooked completely. What the fuck you mean?
I'm finished.
Completely cooked. Thoroughly cooked. The fuck you mean? How do you want it cooked?
I'd like it finished, please. Dog. That'd be my fear with cooking. I finally cracked my Ninja Foodie the other day.
Oh, I saw you.
Yeah, I kept calling it the Foodie. But I be like, I kind of tend to overcook shit because I be afraid to undercook shit. Because I actually undercooked salmon one time. And it's like...
It's too slimy.
Yeah. That just kind of ruined me. So I tend to like overcook things because I don't know how to, you know how they be like, this should be cooked to this degree.
Yeah.
and it'd be like, I don't have a thermometer because I'm not a chef.
And then like the new shit for me with cooking is yes, I do cook, y'all. The new shit with me with cooking is the convection top. Them shits cook faster than like a regular just flame gas stove top or whatever like that. And it's like, yo, you gotta really like be on top of that shit. You can't go take a piss and then come back. That shit be on fire.
When I grilled the fillets on the grill, the joint the other day, it was like recommended 6 minutes of cookage with a 3-minute flip. I'm like, there's no way this shit is cooking in fucking 6 minutes with a flip. Man, I put the timer on. I put it on at 8 minutes trying to be smart. When I got to the 4 minutes to halfway, I opened it. That shit was smoking. I turned it over. I was like, I'm going to take pictures of the other side because this side is burnt. And what the fuck? Them Jones cook fast as fuck.
Yeah, it's the convection. Like, that shit is a whole
that shit
different thing,
it cooks
man.
at 510 degrees. I'm like, this fucking oven don't get up to 500 degrees. That little ass machine can grill at 510 degrees. That's crazy. So, yeah.
So, Ninja Foodie or the Foreman grill, which one is better?
I actually I remember I posted it like a versus. Like that should be one of the next verses, like the Foodie grill versus the air fryer. And the air fryers become the premier.
It's like the go-to.
You know, people are putting everything in there. Yeah. French fries, nuggets, all kinds of shit.
The French fries in the air fryer is elite.
Somebody the other day was like, I'm never buying French fries out again because they just air fried French fries. So I still haven't done it.
Yeah, no.
Might do that tonight.
It's nuts.
I've heard it's incredible.
It's perfect French fries.
Yeah. One of my like drug dealing, hoodlum, danger to the community homies, he posted a joint where he was air frying French fries and the nigga was putting truffle oil on them. I'm like, motherfuckers is turning into fucking goring out this joint. Fucking with these air fryers. I never seen this nigga cook. The nigga was putting truffle oil on his French fries. So it's like the air fryer is it, but the Foreman grill just got us through.
It's iconic.
Jadakiss cooked a brick on that joint, apparently. The nigga was lying through his teeth.
Foreman grill held us down 15 summers, dog.
Dog.
You shitting me?
Two crazy stories about the George Foreman grill. I saw this one day reading it. George Foreman has, in his boxing career, right, from all his fights, all his shit, he made upwards of $60 million. From the George Foreman grill, he's made $250 million.
Damn.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Do you know who the George Foreman grill was supposed to be for? Hulk Hogan. Linda turned it down.
Hulk Hogan got like a little like shake maker instead.
Yeah.
Because he didn't answer the call.
What a dickhead.
Linda turned it down.
Damn.
No, he wouldn't be interested in that.
Yeah, Linda turned it down and then fucked her son's friend.
Dog.
And took all Hulk's money.
Oh. That was supposed to be the Hulk Hogan grill. Let me tell you something, nigga. You put the motherfucker, put the shit right on there. Dog.
You put the motherfucking boneless chicken breast on here, nigga.
Let me tell you something, nigga. You eat your fucking vitamins and you pull that shit out of this goddamn grill. You be straight. Dog, they did Hulk dirty. Dog. Second trivia. The George Foreman grill's two most popular places it sells. The United States and Hong Kong. Who is the Foreman grill is, you know, of course, represented by George Foreman in America. Who is it in Hong Kong?
Jackie Chan.
That is the Jackie Chan grill.
Jackie Chan.
Dog.
It gotta be Jackie Chan.
Dog.
You know why I knew it was Jackie Chan? Because I was looking at the Omer's guide for A-list bankability stars. Jackie Chan was #1 for all.
Jackie Chan, you know he's worth like $700 million. Yeah. He's filthy rich. Yeah. Like, and that goes to, we can get into that later with the whole shit. Yeah. But like, when niggas found out about Jackie Chan in like '98 with Rush Hour, he was a fucking legend. Like, and that be the thing. Like, we don't be completely understanding it. Like, when our community catches wind of something or it be like,
we always the last.
This isn't new. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, Jackie Chan was the biggest star in Asia. But apparently over there, the grill is a hot item. And for the last 15, 20 years, it's been the Jackie Chan grill.
That's fire.
Crazy as shit, man. Good trivia for today. The outside of that, I have nothing. I'm going to Charlotte on Wednesday. I'll be down there.
Is Charlotte open?
Yeah.
Quasi.
Not like
Not Atlanta Open.
you can't bring the Tigers in. But you know Atlanta you can bring the Tigers in. But not Charlotte you can go have a meal.
Did you see that Atlanta is boycotting out of town parties?
Yeah.
They literally have put up like posts like, please, we would hope that our other nightclubs would stand with us.
One of the nightclubs I saw on Instagram, I don't know if it was Atlanta or New York, not in New York, Atlanta or Miami, they had a STEMI party.
That was Atlanta.
It was Atlanta?
$5.99 sections.
They had $600
2 bottles
sections.
and 10 people.
Just forward your STEMI.
Just leave it on a Cash App card and then just transfer it over to the promoter when you get here.
They had a STEMI party.
Atlanta's out of control.
Insane. But yeah, I'm going to go down to Charlotte because we're going to do our anniversary show next Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yeah, next Monday.
Monday, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Fuck am I talking about next Tuesday? I'm an idiot.
We record on Monday. Yeah, so next Monday.
Because next Monday is the 18th. That's what threw me off.
Yes.
All right, yeah. So that we'll do that. But yeah, outside of that, man, I got nothing else really popping this week. Everything was good.
Yeah.
The world fell apart. But
The world's all fucked up.
where do you want to start?
I want to start with one of my idols, one of my heroes, a guy I got a lot of respect for, Dr. Dre.
Yeah, that
Shit, when that shit broke, it scared the shit
You
out
want to
of
hear some crazy shit? Maybe like 2 days before my depot, it was me, Dustman, and another one of the
The
older.
fact that he's now Dustman.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like everybody in the gym call him Dust. That shit is crazy. But me, him, and another older nigga, he was like, "Yo, real shit. I think we gonna lose somebody real big in hip hop this year." And he's like, "I don't know why I feel like that." And I'm just like, I mean, we lost Nip. You know, he was like, Nip wasn't like huge. I guess that goes again to the A list.
Yeah.
He's like, Nip wasn't like a huge iconic legend. He's a star, big name. But he was like, I honestly feel like one of the big dogs. Something. 2 days later, I see the shit Dr. Dre and I see. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, Doug. Crazy.
Yeah, and it's like just knowing everything that we know about Dre, the fact that like he changed his health around and his eating, and he's a workout junkie and all of that now for the last like 15 years. To see that was just kind of like, what the fuck? And then and then anything with me with brain stuff, I assume the worst, because that's the one thing you can't really do much about. Even with surgery and shit like that, if you catch a bad break you have a brain aneurysm, then it triggers something in your central nervous system, and then this and then that, you out of here. Like instantly.
You start having seizures and everything.
Once
else?
upon a time, back when I was doing corporate sales, my sales manager had a friend of his, woman or whatever like that, perfectly healthy, like early 30s, whatever like that. She fine, She go to the doctor. She like start feeling these headaches, whatever. She go to the doctor. They check her out. Nah, you fine. We don't really see anything. They run some x-rays, CT scans, Okay, cool. She go back home 2, 3, 4 days later, still feeling fucked up, Go back to the doctor. Nah, you fine, 3, 4 days later, ICU. A day later, dead.
Damn.
Bacterial meningitis of the brain, penetrated central nervous system, out of here. Went to 2 different doctors, both told her she was completely fine. Dead 10 days later. So that's how progressive brain-related sicknesses and injuries can get.
Jeez.
No head trauma, no none of that. Bacterial meningitis of the brain, out of here in 10 days. A young, completely healthy person. So it's like when I hear anything brain-related, I'm like, ugh. Like,
yeah.
I clench up a little bit. And it's like, Dr. Dre is like, you don't get no bigger than that when it comes to hip hop. Dr. Dre, Puffy, like certain people that's just like, bigger than hip hop and bigger than music. And he's one of them people. So, the initial reports made it sound like super crazy when they talk about a brain aneurysm and all of that. Within a couple hours though, we got reports that he was cool. And now his family feels like he was exposed to or directly poisoned.
Really?
Yes. They're saying that there was some trace
I didn't see the actual.
Yeah, there was like his family is alleging that there was some trace of like a contagion that's in rat poison in his system. And he was either directly exposed to it or just smelled it for too long or whatever, but they trying to say like it was a whole thing, especially with the fact that his home was burglarized like right after. Like this was like
that night.
Like a staged attack on Dre.
A coup.
A coup.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was what, last Tuesday, right?
Tuesday, something like that. The breaking into the house part of it was strange because it's like y'all ain't got no respect for Dr. Dre out there.
Yeah.
Like, I get y'all doing what y'all be doing to out of towners and shit like that, but it's just like, come on, man. Dre is Cali.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if it ain't Dre, it's Snoop.
Right.
Like, y'all got no respect for Dre, man. Like,
wow, man. And it's like with being Dr. Dre, he got the best security system, living in the best neighborhood, and niggas is still finding their way into your shit.
Did you see the Tom Brady stalker bull?
Yeah.
Did you see that? Broke into Tom Brady house?
Like recently?
Recently.
Yeah.
Like this week?
He got booked last year or 2 years ago for, I think he did something at the practice facility. Like he tried to get into
he was full-blown stalking this man.
So he broke, Tom Brady, he's in Tampa Bay now, of course, but he still has a house in the Boston area.
Yeah, Massachusetts.
I was about to say Connecticut all the time. He still has a house in the Massachusetts area. The guy broke in and took a nap. Like he broke in and went.
Tom came home and he was there, right?
So when they booked him in his mugshot, he got on a Brady jersey. Like this dude. I'm like, man, it's tripping. Like that shit is nuts. So it's just like, but when it comes to the Dre situation, it's just it's fucked up all the way around because it's like it's bad enough with the brain aneurysm shit, but it's just like to look up and see y'all try to run up in the crib. It's like
immediately, Dre in the hospital.
Like, this ain't like a crib in Compton.
Right.
This is a compound.
You need to stake this out.
Yeah.
Niggas like, nah, we on go. We got a short window. We might got a 12-hour window. We got to get everything we can get. Anything valuable is locked the fuck up.
Right.
Anything valuable.
Like,
niggas gonna have some Grammys for sale. Like, what the fuck is the plan here?
What is the plan here?
It ain't no plan. We gonna see what the fuck we can get. We gonna hope he happen to leave out $400,000, or the Apple Black Card or something like that. We gonna just hope for the best.
Like what? Like when y'all robbed the delivery driver, what is the plan here?
$46, baby, 2 pizzas.
It's not funny, but it's just.
It's like, do you know how desperate you have to be where you like robbing the pizza delivery man is like top priority?
Dog.
You better off robbing the drug dealer than robbing the pizza delivery man.
Oh yeah, I did see that. Like, dog, it's the truth though. It's like, what are you getting out of robbing the delivery man?
Like everything is like if you rob a Checkers, a Wendy's, whatever, all the cash is in the drop safe. They can't even access the shit. Armored Truck Company got to come get that motherfucking money. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, y'all just don't be thinking this shit through. Like, and it's like the limited fucking imagination of like, just like, black folks and poor folks alike. Because it's not just black people. It's black and poor people in general. But it's like, you take like the imagination of the average white man. He's like, yo, I could rob the Louvre in Paris. Like, I could rob Buckingham Palace.
Like a heist.
A real heist. Like some life-altering shit. Niggas is like, yo, we gonna call the nigga from Domino's, and when he pull up, pull a blicky out. This is incredibly stupid and short-sighted, man.
I remember old head was, he used to drive for Hotspots. You know Hotspots burned down.
Really?
Yeah. They burned down, probably around Thanksgiving area.
That's crazy.
Today was my first day riding past, and I saw it's all boarded up and shit. And I'm just like, damn, Hotspot going. Like, that's crazy as fuck. But the old head, I remember he used to drive the delivery for Hotspots. And he was like, yo, I ain't going to hold y'all. Because he went to, like, jail, be in the streets, go to jail, come home. They doing all kinds of odd jobs or whatever. And he was just like, man, I ain't going to hold y'all, man. This shit more dangerous than when I was selling drugs. Like, yeah, that shit just seems wild. That motherfuckers really be robbing delivery drivers.
Yeah,
like,
that's weird.
So
it's super weird.
But with Dr. Dre, what's going on with his wife?
Apparently he has agreed to do the $2 million a month in temporary support until they settle the divorce.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he agreed to it. I guess he had a come to Jesus moment when he was in the hospital and was like, fuck it, life too short, I'm gonna just pay her. Like, and he gave her the $2 million a month, man. So we'll see where this shit goes from here. But I would think that he's gonna try to push for like a speedy divorce, because if you got $2 million a month hanging over your head, you would be trying to get to the end of that fast.
Yeah.
Like, just take this little $120 and go about your way, man.
25 mil a year.
Yeah, because they were married apparently 24 years. So I think that's where the lawyer came. Y'all was married 24 years. We need $24 million a year for every year y'all was married. These lawyers be ridiculous.
Yeah, that's fucking insane. Like, phew.
So apparently, remember those concerts with the baby coming over? It's lit. It's lit. We got the $2 million. We kitchen concerts all 2021.
$900,000 a month for entertainment, dog. Like, it is up. But yeah, get well, Dr. Dre. Rest up.
Definitely.
You know, we're probably never gonna get that album now.
What do you speaking of Dre? Two of Dre's disciples, Snoop Dogg and Eminem, are currently battling it out.
You know, I didn't even know this was going on until like the other day. I just saw it the other day.
Do you have any thoughts on this?
No.
It's the weirdest, like, came out of nowhere beef.
I mean, was Snoop right? Yes. Was he wrong? Yes.
Right. Exactly. Both of them.
I totally get what Snoop was saying in the fact that I'm never going to look at Eminem the way I look at Rakim or Slick Rick or, you know, who else did he mention? Big Daddy Kane. Yeah, I get that. You're an older dude from an era before this generation. Yes, you're older than Eminem for real, for real. Yeah. So it's like, yeah, it makes total sense. With Eminem being the protege who, let's keep it a bean, helped Dr. Dre resurge and resurface as like the premier hip hop producer and executive producer, to where it funneled into the 50 Cent, funneled into the game. You don't do that to Eminem.
People got to understand that, you know, the Elvis comparisons and all of that aside, Dre brought the best out of M, but M also brought the best out of Dre also. And they got together at a point where they really needed one another. Eminem needed a break, and Dre needed to be viewed as Dre again.
Right.
And in order to do that, he couldn't do it with like hardcore gangster rap because it just didn't make sense at the time.
Exactly.
So in having M, it introduced him to a whole different audience of people that probably knew Dre, but weren't like super Dre stans.
The two projects Dre had before Eminem, let's keep it a buck, they didn't work.
Yeah, the Aftermath Presents and the Firm album.
And the Firm, I thought the Firm was okay. I thought AZ and Nas rapped terrifically on that joint, but the Aftermath, that was the keep their heads ringing, ring. It didn't work.
No, I don't even think it was that. It was, I've been there. I done that.
Oh,
you got guns. I got strapped. It was that horrible shit. And, you know, M reinvigorated Dre because not only was he a rapper, he was a producer also. And he knew how he wanted his music to be produced and come out and all of that and the execution part of it. And, you know, Eminem is a vital part of hip-hop history. You can't tell the story without M. And the biggest problem that I have with everybody that got all these issues with M, with Marshall, is like they act like he's taking up space. I actually heard somebody say that the other day in the Clubhouse room. The guy, Mouse Jones, that used to work for BET. He's horrible, by the way. I hate him. He has bad takes on everything. He's a fuckboy.
I remember him.
He's a fuckboy. I hate him a lot. Tell him I said it. I don't care. He's a fuckboy. He has horrible takes on everything. He basically said that like Marshall is taking up space that another black artist could occupy. And I'm like, bro, and when we're Royce and other people in the room were saying is Marshall comes out once a year. He put out an album. We talk about it for 2-3 weeks, however long. And then he goes back in his fucking bat cave. Whose space is he occupying? But for them 2-3 weeks, we could be talking about somebody else. And it's like, no, it doesn't work that way. Like, there's duality. Like, multiple things can exist at one time. Like, if you think Eminem is the problem, then niggas need to work harder. Eminem don't even fucking market and promote his albums. He just put them out.
Right.
He's not even commanding Universal to say, yo, y'all got to give me $30 million to promote this project, blah, blah, blah. Them days of that shit is over. And when he do promote a project, he sell 1.7 the first week. So none of these motherfuckers is occupying that space anyway, where they doing $1 million plus other than Wayne and Drake.
I think for the climate that we're in the world, where everything is boiling down to race. Everything.
Yes.
I can't get chicken wings. You know what I'm saying? Everything is boiling down to that. we're in a situation now where people are almost looking. Like how everybody sees
Everybody's
Taylor.
an investigative journalist.
Everybody sees Taylor every now and then, and hears Taylor chime in,
Yeah.
and everybody thinks I like when Taylor chime in. Oh, shit, that's Taylor. They get the point. Y'all can't get no black engineers, and it just be like, relax. Like, we got to the point where it's just that all the time now.
Yeah. It's annoying. As a black person,
Steve
it's
Nash
annoying.
got a job, and Stephen A. Smith and them was like, "Oh, ain't no black coaches that gonna get it." And it's just like, bro, let Steve Nash coach, man.
Exactly.
Not everything has to be that.
The black superstars asked for him to be the coach.
See what I'm saying?
And his lead assistant is Jacques Vaughn, who's the highest paid assistant in the league. Jacques Vaughn is black as a motherfucker. Like, so it's like this whole thing where it's like this whole lens of like looking at shit like, is this racist? You know what I'm saying? Or trying to extract the racism out of everything. Like, it's kind of jumped the shark for me, and it's like it's gotten annoying, man. Like, and I get it. It's like, you know, black people want what they want, and you know, they've been cheated out of this and that, and I get that. But the way to get it is not through like, oh, all this revisionist history about like Marshall Mathers. Like that shit is just stupid to me. And y'all are wasting y'all breath and a lot of y'all fucking time with this shit.
You know,
Benzino is still talking about Marshall.
well, Benzino, you know.
His daughter is girl Coi Leray. She got the biggest record deal of 2019. You would think he would be trying to hitch his train
wagon.
to her train, and he's just still talking about Marshall in the media all the time.
I mean, no one really cares about, you know, the made men anymore. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, what you gonna do? Like, it's fucked up. But
So fucking
yeah, the
strange,
Snoop and Eminem shit is strange because, like I said, it's like you can't even grade them against each other.
Exactly.
It's just so different. Snoop is a flow master, but Snoop has just this incredibly magnetic personality, where Eminem isn't a flow master. He's more of a lyrical assassin and has zero personality. It's a sponge. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember somebody had a tweet where you know the those hats that Eminem wear.
Oh yeah, the ones where the brim is like a little shorter.
It's a little train conductor.
It's boxy with the train conductor. Brim.
Somebody tweeted was like, Eminem really all that because we let him get away with this hat. Normally when the nigga that wear this hat coming to the cypher, you know he about to be rapping about pyramids. I'm like, yo, when you see the rap nigga show up with that hat, you know he about to tell you about galaxies and dimensions and everything else.
Parables.
Yeah, he's like, that's how I know Eminem really hot. Because him wear that hat and he can really rap his ass off. So it's like, it's nothing you can even grade him and Snoop against each other. Why are y'all making diss tracks and y'all are 60? You know what I'm saying? Like, let's not do this. Dre's in the hospital. Let's do something else, y'all.
Yeah, it's so weird. There was a whole Clubhouse room dedicated to that. And
I can't believe y'all are still doing that Clubhouse thing.
And from that, there became this whole argument about like tone and like how people say things and the alleged tone police in hip hop. And because Eminem's part of his issue was like Snoop's tone, like he had like a dismissive tone towards me, like, and I just couldn't understand why, because like we on the same team and this and this. And Joe Budden is like, man, I'm not watching my tone for none of you niggas. And I'm just like sitting here like, I like Joe Budden a lot as a media person, but it's like, Joe, you've been punched in your motherfucking face a bunch of times over your tone and the shit that you say out of your mouth.
Wow.
As a 40-year-old man, you would think that you learned your lesson by now, but it seems like history is bound to repeat itself, and you want one of these new age niggas to punch you in your motherfucking face again on camera because you don't want to watch your tone. And it's just like, as men, we talk about it all the time on this show. As men, we understand that there's a certain place a disagreement can't go before niggas start getting punched in the face.
Right.
Or worse.
Right.
So it's just like to say, like, I ain't watching my tone for none of you niggas. I'm in the media and I'm going to say what I got to say. And if y'all don't like it, then suck my dick. And it's just like, really? Like, because there's some motherfuckers that'll flip you upside down just at the sheer notion of you not going to watch your mouth, whether you talking to me or not.
Right.
There's motherfuckers out here that'll flip you just for the sake of saying, I thought you wasn't gonna watch your mouth. You'll change, you know what I'm saying? And you'll be forced to change your tone. So the whole dynamic of that conversation just got weird to me. And I'm just like, as men, it gotta be just a general level of respect all the way around the board when you're talking about other men and understanding that, number one, you talking about artists, these people sensitive about their art, their craft, et cetera, et cetera. Some of them ain't. Some of them don't give a fuck. They in it for a money grab, whatever. You shouldn't even be talking about them at all, period, to begin with. But for the ones that take this shit serious and you shouldn't just be on no fucking podcast or no web show or whatever the fuck, just like, man, that nigga whack as shit and fuck this nigga, and like, you can't do that.
Yeah, I say it a lot. We have this thing where like you heard Chad new album? Yeah, that John nice, man. I really like that John. Bull really nice. Yeah. You heard Dan new album? Yo, that shit whack. Let me tell you, song number 1, corny, number 2. And it'd just be like, it'd be so much energy for what people don't like.
Exactly.
No offense, Big Dan. Your album would probably be hot. But it's just, that's the way.
Scam Rothstein.
Yeah, that's the way we are as like a culture. It's like, I'm going to put 95% of my energy into what I don't like and what I hate. And then I'm going to use 5% to big up the things I like if I still got time when I'm done hating on, everything else. So yeah, Eminem and Snoop should just relax. Y'all are all worth hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah, just get on the phone and just figure this shit out.
It's no reason to do this. That beef and shit, I said it before, we don't need any more rap beefs, man. I'm completely done with them.
Yeah.
Let's get to the hot topic.
Yes.
Donnie T. Don Trumpagina.
Don Trumpagina.
The last Don.
It's crazy how he flip-flops back between like hero to villain so quickly.
Yo, he's really like Batman. Like, it's crazy when you really think about it.
Yeah.
Like,
they just loved, the whole country just loved him for the $2,000 proposal.
Yo.
Because he was really standing on it every day on Twitter, like 2,000 plus 2,000, not 600. Like, every day he had a creative way to talk about this $2,000 stimmy. And then all of a sudden, this motherfucker just ignited a whole race war in a coup of the Capitol.
I think that the way everyone has turned on him in the last week or 2 weeks, it's like, okay, yeah, but let's not get lost in the fact that he's leaving office in 8 days.
Yeah.
And it's like, y'all wait until this, like the end. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all could have done this shit 2 years ago.
Yeah.
There was no reason for him to be president in the first place.
Correct.
So y'all could have been done this. Seeing all of these social media platforms, he's banned on everything.
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 Even Pornhub.
Really?
Yeah. He's on Pornhub and can't get on Pornhub.
Dog, when I saw Pinterest, I'm like, damn.
Can't even make no recipes.
They can't get no baby shower ideas. Like, what the fuck?
My favorite joint was Shopify.
Shopify.
MySpace.
No MAGA merch.
Like, he can't sell no waist trainers. Nothing. They did on dirty.
They say, yeah, you went too far this time.
They banned him on everything. Did you see now that a lot of companies are backing away from him, and they said that 2 of the platforms that he uses for donations have canceled his account.
Oh, shit.
They've put a freeze on his account.
Yeah.
So the GOP party can't even receive donations right now. I'm like, damn.
I just think it's come to a point where everybody, like, the Titanic has hit the fucking iceberg. And everybody has finally come to realize what black people and like
when the Titanic hit the iceberg, they were still partying. You talking about the Titanic? This shit is
started going down.
Going down. Now it's like, oh
yeah,
shit.
So it's basically like everybody that was like ignoring what he was doing and making excuses for him have now finally caught up to where the early adopters were 2 years ago that are like, this is dangerous rhetoric. Where is this going? Da 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 da. He literally, like, with a series of tweets, gathered thousands of people at the Capitol building and ignited them to go in. I will stand with you at the Capitol. I'll be outside with you. We will march from so-and-so to the Capitol building.
We will storm down Pennsylvania Avenue.
Like, excuse me? That's treason.
This is Genghis Khan shit. You're wilding.
The sitting president of the United States is urging mobs through dog whistling because they know who he's talking to.
Right.
And it goes back to the Proud Boys stand by, stand back shit. Like, where it's basically like, not now. Our time coming though.
Yeah.
Just wait on it. And now it's gotten to a point where everybody is like, "Oh shit! Like this is dangerous."
They stormed into the Capitol.
The Capitol, bro. They use bike racks to climb up the wall. The Capitol has steps.
Right.
Why are y'all scaling the walls? What the fuck is going on here?
Can I tell this story real quick? You just made me think about this shit. Shout out Dickie. I hope he listening to this shit. You ever, this is a couple minutes, so just follow with me. Right. You ever like sit with your homies and get high and your homie just start talking complete nonsense?
The dumb shit, yeah, all the spaceship shit, you know what I'm saying? Spaceships could really land today. There ain't nothing we can do about it. Like they just drop down and like it's like what we really gonna do?
Yo, you ever notice when you get ash on your pants, if your pants is black, the ash is white, but if you got on white pants, the ash is black? Like stupid shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So we sitting out at the park, right? We at Elmwood, we smoking weed, we chilling, smoking weed, niggas had a couple drinks, whatever. Dickie high as shit. Dickie hauls off and starts telling us, yo, you know what one of my fantasies always was? I want to get frisked by a badass cop. So I'm just like, what the fuck are you talking about? He was like, I saw they did top 10 sexiest cops in the city. Yeah. Like one of them. Like I want to get frisked by one of them bitches. Like, and I'm like, why? He was like, I don't know. Just pull up, tell me up against the wall, up on the car, and just go for it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, okay. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So we sitting there, like I said, we smoking weed, drinking a little bit, whatever. Not just was years ago. And it's like midnight. It's like 12 o'clock at night. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And we in the hood. Like it's young. We young niggas. It's me, him, my man Zach, Big Mike. It was a couple other motherfuckers there. Out of nowhere, this little white kid comes walking through the park. It's midnight. Yeah. Remember 300? When the white kid came walking out of all the smoke? That's how the shit was. Young white boy, he might have been like 12. Yeah. He's walking through the park and he starts lighting M80s. Right? Tss, boom. Tss, boom. We just like, what the fuck is up with young boy? Yeah. He light like 4 or 5 of them and start walking up Elmwood. So here I go. I'm like, yeah, we should get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So everybody, motherfuckers is high, they chill. Motherfuckers like, for what? And I'm just like, cause sooner or later the law gonna be the fuck out here. Like that shit was loud as fuck. This is stupid. You know what I'm saying? We need to get the fuck out of here. Niggas don't leave. We sitting there. All the weed going, drinks pretty much going.
It's time to go.
Police car pulls up. Bro, when I tell you 2 of the baddest cop bitches you ever seen in your life get out of the cop car. The driver gets out and was like, okay, everybody up against the fence. My man was like, woo, it's my night, baby. He jumps the fuck up. The nigga ran to the fence and we all still sitting there. He on the fence like, yeah. He's like, yo, do all of them first. And then both of y'all come frisk me. Come frisk me. We just like, yo, this nigga, man. Like, we cracking the fuck up and they can't understand why we laughing and shit. So we line up on the fence. Big Mike was to my left. I'm here. My man Zach was to my right. I know that for sure. I can't remember who the fuck was in between Zach and Dickie. I want maybe talk there. I don't know who the fuck was there. Dickie was the 5th person. Yeah. The first cop, John, she had like a shortcut. Other one had like a ponytail. Remember how they wear the ponytail with the clip with the ponytail? First one was the short hair John was really, really nice. She first Big Mike. The one with the ponytail first me. So we stand there. He at the end like, oh my God, like yo, like this shit is it's so lit. Like, of course he didn't say lit because this was years ago, but and for inflation, the nigga said lit. First, the short hair chick first Big Mike. Other one first me. Short hair chick, she frisking Zach, and I ain't gonna hold you. They was getting busy with the frisk word. So the short hair chick got to. It was Jean. She got the Jean. Jean was in between Dickie and Zach. She got the Jean, and she frisking him, and the one with the ponytail was finishing with Zach. She walks away like towards the car. She like, you okay with him? She like, yeah. She starts walking back to the car. Another cop car pulls up. This husky ass light skinned boy gets out. You could walk right into the park because the fence was like that, and it ended.
Yeah.
All of this shit was open. He got out of the car and hurdled the fence. And we was just like, what the fuck? He jumped over the fence. And then he was like, they all been frisked? She was like, not him on the end. He was like, no! He put his hands up. The cop pulled out his baton. He put his hands up to fight the cop. We was on the ground. Cop boy frisked the shit out of it with this whole night.
Yo.
Dog. But you made me think about that when you said that they climbed up the wall instead of coming up the fence. The cop boy hurdled the gate for zero reason because he could clearly just walk around the shit. He came in the park. He was like, they all been frisked. She was like, not him on the end.
Not him.
That shit was so sad. They got done, of course. Nobody had nothing,
right.
whatever. And they left. And he was on this joint, like,
hello, darkness, hello.
He was emotionally spent. Craziest shit ever. Nigga told us about his weird ass fetish dream. The shit came true and right at the end.
That's what he get for asking to go last. Could have just got his out the way.
Nigga wanted a threesome frisk. Craziest shit ever.
Oh, they ain't gonna go nowhere. They chilling.
Yo.
Double team me.
Shout out Dickie, man. Craziest shit ever. But yeah, back to the shit we was talking about.
Yeah, so I mean, for obvious reasons, this whole shit with what went on the 6 has, ignited all of this dialogue amongst people. If they was black, this and this. If they were black, then, police have what's called qualified immunity. Mm-hmm. Capitol Police and Secret Service have a different level of qualified immunity because they're guarding either a person of prominence or a national monument. So with that being said, they can just shoot you and then we'll just figure out what happened later. Ain't nobody getting cuffed. ain't no real investigation. We gonna ask a couple questions and we just gonna throw you in a body bag.
Yes, if black people storm the Capitol, yes.
If black people take over an IHOP, they're gonna drop a bomb on that shit.
Niggas took over a row home on 59th and Osage.
In a city.
Home they owned.
The city.
I'm just not coming outside or putting on deodorant.
Yeah, fuck
y'all. They dropped that goddamn bomb. Like, think about how crazy that is. In they house.
And everybody that survived got locked the fuck up.
You coming out this show? You going straight to jail.
Straight up.
Straight up.
30-year sentences across the board for everybody.
Crazy. So it's just like, if they were black, of course. Yeah, honestly, they wouldn't have got in.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have got in the Senate to do this. I mean, the state capitol to do this in the first place. Like, they were legitimately moving out of the way.
Yeah. Like, oh, are y'all coming in this joint? All right, bet. Let me show you around. So when you walk over here and shit,
that's what I was telling. I'm like, the way other countries had to be looking at this shit, like Al Qaeda members in Russia and China, it's just like
all we had to do was ask to come in.
All we had to do was pull up. The fuck? Because it wasn't like it was a bunch of white men in like tactical gear and trained assassins. You know how they be training Al Qaeda? You be seeing them on the ground with the guns and going under barbed wire. This was like out of shape white women was pulling up to this show, just barging their way in.
It was a white woman in a wheelchair. Why are you here?
The one joke, it was like an older white woman and she was cheesing, holding the flag, whatever. And somebody was like, Meemaw, this is the most fun Meemaw done had all goddamn year. It's like, dog. She looked like she was at the Alabama game. Like, that shit was crazy.
Yo, did you see the one black dude, the bald head guy, had the tattoo on his head? Yeah. He in there just taking pictures. He flicking it up. He flicking it up. Like, what? You about to get 7 years fed time for flicking it up.
A lot of them got placed on the no-fly list because they figuring out who they are and they don't want them traveling all over the place because they want to, get in contact with them. So I've seen a lot of videos in the last couple of days of them freaking out in the airports when they find out, like, oh no, baby, you ain't getting your 56 back. Know what I'm saying?
The one guy had his work lanyard on, and they figured out where he worked. He got fired the next day.
Dog.
Like 4 of the main motherfuckers, the boy that looked like Brett Favre. The dude that the dude that had the podium. Brett Favre, the dude that had
the Buddha had the podium. That's what I'm thinking about.
No, Brett Favre was on, and Nancy Pelosi always with his
Oh,
feet
the old
up.
head, yeah, with his feet up.
So Brett Favre, the boy with the podium, and 2 more already been arrested.
Yeah, they got him in Alabama, I believe.
Yeah, they facing like 40 years apiece.
He stole mail.
Federal offense, baby.
Like you can't take my mail, let alone the Speaker of the House's mail. Like, you take my Publishers Clearinghouse bullshit, you in trouble. Like, you take Nancy Pelosi mail off her desk, you tripping.
Bugging. So,
They film this shit.
Yes.
And that goes back to what we always
they had
talk
like
about.
professional cameramen.
Dog, like that shit. Yeah.
What's my day rate?
Did you notice?
$4.50 a
Did
day.
you notice Dan was in Atlanta this past week? Like, you know what I'm saying? Real shit.
How much is the per diem?
Yeah. How much y'all got for me? They like, look, we need 4 hookahs and camera footage. All right, I'll be down there. Like, dog, that shit real. So it's like, yo, y'all stormed the Capitol. Okay. I want to give a shout out to the Eugene Goodman. Once I actually read his story and what happened, the way he diverted all of them from going down that hallway and shit, it's like, okay, I see what the nigga was doing. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't have a gun, which is another one that doesn't make any fucking sense.
How
to
don't
me.
the Capitol Police have guns?
What if someone storms the Capitol?
Yeah.
They like, that shit had never happened. And it's like, bruh.
On a random Wednesday.
Bruh. And that goes back to what I was saying. It's like, I could see if they was in like tactical riot, taking this motherfucker, like you always talk about SWAT or fucking assault on precinct 13. Like they dress like that, okay. But like these motherfuckers had on jeans.
Motherfucker had a buffalo skin on him.
The one nigga...
He had a fucking buffalo skin.
It was a bunch of shit.
A
bunch of shit they got at Cabela's. Niggas was tripping.
Nonsense.
One of them white boys had a Viking helmet on. And I'm like, could you imagine a group of niggas being led by Flavor Flav storming the fucking Capitol? How that would end? That'd be a bloodbath, yo. A bloodbath.
Yeah.
Real talk. It'd be a massacre. It'd have laid them out. So it was interesting though. I said, and I wrote his name down because I don't want to mess his name up. Theodis Jones.
Okay.
They call him Butch. Theodis Butch Jones. He worked as a state capitol police officer for 37 years. This guy was the head of the Black Police Officers Union in D.C.
Oh, shit.
Like, he was a real deal dude, and then he transferred over and worked for the state capitol. So he was on CNN the other day, and they asked him, it was like, how do you feel about what you saw happen? He was like, I don't have a doubt in my mind that they were like in on this and like helping with this. And they were like, what do you mean? He was like, I worked there for 37 years. He's like, I can remember vividly, Louis Farrakhan came to the Hart Building. Louis Farrakhan, leader of the
Nation of Islam.
Nation of Islam.
I know why.
He said Louis Farrakhan came to visit the Hart Building. Louis Farrakhan showed up with 4 other gentlemen. They got out of their truck. They were sharply dressed. You could tell they wasn't there for no foolishness. Beautiful suits, beautiful shoes. They looked wonderful.
Yeah.
Louis Farrakhan and 4 other Nation of Islam members. They had us deploy our entire department to the steps of the Hart Building, and we had a SWAT backup. It was Louis Farrakhan and 4 other black guys.
In suits and hard bottoms.
And he was like looking at, knowing what I know and knowing that I was there for that and seeing this, it just doesn't, where was the backup? Where they said that they had a call in to the National Guard, and the National Guard declined it.
Yeah, because Trump told them to decline it, as well as the Secret Service.
Dog.
We ain't dealing with that shit. Nope.
I know they going down.
I sent them, man.
I like.
It's a thing. I can't really talk about it.
I told them the back gate don't close all the way, so pop that joint.
You right in there. 4,000 motherfuckers. You in there.
Storm the Capitol.
One thing that I noticed was that of the black Trump supporters, they were smart enough to keep their asses outside.
Yeah.
There was a bunch of blacks for Trump outside, but they stayed outside.
Yeah.
They didn't go in. They're like, oh no, nigga.
Yeah,
we know better. That's a felony.
Yeah, that's a felony. You know what I'm saying?
Don't do that with Dave Chappelle. Don't do that, nigga. That's 5 to 10.
You saw they issued another article of impeachment.
Yes.
So he's about to get impeached again, and I think it's safe to say he's going to go on record as the worst president ever in American history.
Bar none. They saying that he might end up having to pardon himself.
Yeah.
To get out of all of the trouble that he had.
Because they said once people started actually dying, it's like, all right, this is past anything else.
Yeah.
You know, you had 1 death, 2 death, 3 death, 4 death. I think now it's like upwards of 8.
I seen 5 before.
I said they 5 and 4.
Yeah, the initial report was 4.
It was 5 and 3 are on like life support or critical some shit.
Two officers dead and then 3 protesters dead.
Yeah, because motherfuckers was getting trampled and shit.
Yeah, the one guy tased himself to death. He had a taser in his waistband and it hit his balls and tased him to death.
Tragic.
What a fucking idiot.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah, the one chick got shot in the neck. She's a meme now.
Yo. That I took that personal. I ain't gonna hold you. I screamed off of that. And did you see the video of her going off? It's just like, I hate to be that guy, but it's like, you asked for this.
Reap what you sow.
You went there with that energy.
Yeah.
We will not be denied. The one boy was like, I'll die right here on this hill. It's like,
for what?
For what?
No one will remember you. You are not a hero.
For nothing.
Motherfucker, for what?
Trump, like, what's his name?
my good friend. My good friend, what's his name again? You don't have it? All right.
Yo.
The guy that was tragically murdered.
The guy. What movie was that? The guy. Half-Baked? The guy.
But you told him it was cool.
Yo.
So on January 8th, this is what ended up getting Trump banned from Twitter, which led to all the subsequent bans. On January 8th, Trump tweeted, "The 75 million great American patriots who voted for me, America first, and make America great again, will have a giant voice long into the future. They will not be disrespected or treated unfairly in any way, shape, or form." Then he followed up with, "To all of those who have asked, I will not be going to the inauguration on January 20th.
And Joe Biden was like, good. He shouldn't.
Good looking.
Good. He shouldn't pull up. It's like, it be seeming like the way Joe be acting like he definitely want to rumble Trump.
Easy.
Easy. Like he definitely want to mix with him.
Joe is stressed out with being asked all these questions.
Yo, I was saying it the other day. Joe and Kamala are literally like they not even in the joint yet. Like imagine going to like your 3rd interview and they running off all the shit that's fucked up.
So what do you think about all the problems going on with the government? I don't even work here yet, fam. How do you think that we fix employees abusing their lunch breaks?
Right.
I don't work here, my man.
I'm gonna abuse that shit when I get in there.
What are they doing now? What's the system?
It's a wild situation. But Joe Biden, of course, is the president. He's won the election now for the 14th time.
Right, he wins the election every week. They keep calling his chief of staff. Keep calling you president again.
Yeah,
oh, good looking.
You president again.
He wasn't president for 2 days. You president again, baby. It's back on. It's Liddy again.
And every time he wins, Trump like, I ain't going for that
That's
shit.
some
Like,
bullshit.
yeah, that's some bullshit.
I'm not buying it. You guys are fucking liars.
I will say this about Donald Trump. And I know this is gonna sound bad. This is gonna sound really, really terrible. I'm genuinely going to miss him as the commander in chief.
You have to.
Not because of his practices or his belief. It's because he's grade A.
He's pure entertainment.
He's grade A. Yeah. And y'all banning him off of every social media is nuts.
He's gonna create his own social app or some shit like that.
I was saying it earlier with Jules. I'm just like, him. What's the old governor of New York?
Giuliani.
Was he mayor of New York?
Yeah.
Mayor. You know him.
He was supposed to be president. He fucked up.
You know Trump, Giuliani, and I was like, they close friends is probably crazy as shit. They close friends is nuts. Like, dog. So it's like, I personally want to see, did you see he was going to address to the big tech today? They was hating on him this morning. CNN said that one of Trump's peoples came out and said he's going to address big tech within the next 24 hours because they got him the fuck up out of here. And CNN is like, nation in turmoil, multiple people dead at the state capitol, and you want to come out and talk about why you can't tweet. And it's just like, that's some Trump shit. That's not all that bullshit. My thing is, I don't understand how y'all let Boosie get all this shit.
Boosie had 34 titties on his page.
But I can't fucking tweet. And it's like,
I incite one fucking riot and one takeover of a national monument, and I gotta go.
And y'all tripping. And they said that they wouldn't air it. And he was like, the boy on CNN was, the boy on CNN said no reputable media is gonna post this. They was like, you might be able to get it on. He was like, you might be able to catch it on Fox News or whatever. It was like nobody was
Holy
sense. Because he was like, they know if they put that on, it's just gonna because he not gonna get on there and just be like, I want to apologize for my actions. I really approve. We're like, he gonna get on there and say, you see y'all, this is why you gotta keep the foot on their neck. You already know. So he was like, it's just gonna incite more shit.
Don't want the message to spread.
So they was like, nobody's gonna pick this shit up when he does address it.
Yeah, his entertainment level,
it's gonna be crazy.
It's grade A, man. It's through
crazy.
The roof, yo.
Wait till he get on Breakfast Club.
Yo, the fucking
or here.
Yo, the fucking the Trump burner account with the mustache.
I'm new to Twitter. What y'all been doing?
The joy you posted with him yelling at his son. I need your password. I need your password.
I sent that shit to Lee when you were posted this shit with all the because I was telling her, I'm like, I think they about to because Facebook had banned him and Instagram banned him, and I was like, I think they all about to get him the fuck out of here. I said to her, she was like, Pinterest. I'm like, what the fuck could he possibly do on Pinterest?
Twitter suspended him indefinitely. Like, it's over.
Yeah. I was like, it's crazy to think that like the president of the free world is out here living like Deuce. It's just crazy as shit. Like multiple accounts, like
multiple deletions.
Dog.
His son said, "We are living in Orwell's 1984. Free speech no longer exists in America. It died with big tech, and what's left is only there for a chosen few. This is absolute insanity."
I can understand him being banned on the big three: Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I can understand that. Snapchat is like, how much damage are you really calling on Snap? Just pictures.
15-second blurs.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Reddit, because Reddit is like the,
Yo, Reddit is the soft underbelly of destruction. I had no idea.
You Philly niggas apparently got your hands on Reddit and lost your minds.
The Philly Reddit is different, yo.
So I can understand Reddit. TikTok is wild. What was Trump doing on TikTok?
TikTok, like, we not jeopardizing our deal with the music industry fucking around with Trump.
Like, we don't need Trump doing a body yaddy yaddy challenge and sending our shit into turmoil. So I don't understand TikTok. YouTube, I totally get. Shopify and Pinterest is just fucking weird.
Shopify, ain't no MAGA merch popping off, dog.
The MAGA waist trainers ain't gonna hit. Was he on Twitch?
I don't even
I thought
know.
Twitch was like
There's no way.
I thought Twitch was like for gamers.
Yeah, it's like video streaming.
Yeah.
But they banned him on Twitch. They got him up out of there.
I know they having all type of strategy meetings. Like, what can we get on?
I've had this argument, well, not argument, but discussion with people at my job because we go through it with the free speech thing. I want to go into that a little bit. I want to get your take on this. So when it comes to free speech, that's the first one, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that the First Amendment?
Yeah.
Freedom of speech.
I thought so, yeah, First Amendment. So in America, you supposed to have free speech. Now, I deal with it at my job that they always be like, and most jobs are like this, where if you tweet the wrong thing or say the wrong thing or do the wrong thing, your job can come into Joan because they'll be like what's the technical term? Conduct unbecoming.
Yeah, conduct detrimental.
At our joint is conduct unbecoming. So, and I know people who have gone through situations where they've been reprimanded at work, they've lost jobs from simply tweeting shit that I'm not even representing. This is just me.
Representing me.
This is just me tweeting or me gramming or whatever. And it's like, yo, censorship, is it a good thing or is it a bad thing? Like us censoring Trump and everybody in this moment censoring him, it's like, okay, yeah, and we're looking at it just from the entertainment aspect because we don't believe none of the bullshit. Yeah. But in reality, it's like, how much censorship is a good thing?
Well, I think that the biggest issue is that once you start inciting like riots and shit, you're no longer protected under the free speech.
I agree with that, but I'm not even just on our level. Like if I, say, man, these hoes be getting on my nerves, and then someone's
Shit, I've been deleted for less.
You know what I'm saying?
Been removed from Twitter for less.
Like, you an actor and you say that these hoes getting on my nerves. Now you got to come out and do a public address.
Yeah.
Now, like, to apologize to the hoes I didn't mean. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit is like kind of crazy. So the censorship thing is, to me, it's a bit wild when you really think about it.
No, in general, the present censorship that exists in 2020 and 2021 is extreme.
I watched Chris Rock the other day. He did the Jay Leno show before he hosted the Oscars in 2005. And Jay Leno was like, yeah, I know this is a busy week for you. Da-da-da. He's like, now you had something the other day where you was like, because they asked you, how do you feel about the nominees? And you was like, you didn't know who was nominated because only gay guys watch the Oscars. And he was like, no, I didn't. I said only gay guys watch the Tonys. And everybody fell apart. And I'm just like, no way could he get that off in 2020. Hosting the Oscars?
Nah.
What? And it's just crazy at just how fast things have changed when it comes to
Look at what they did to Kevin Hart. They tried to make him go on a full-blown apology tour with some old tweets where he basically said he didn't want his son to be gay. And that was like a whole, like, what's wrong with being gay?
Yeah.
Like, that was a whole fucking thing. So in general, where we have reached now in 2020 and 2021 with the censorship shit, it has gone too far. It has jumped the shark. Everybody wants to be equally represented, but everybody also wants to be able to be equally ridiculous without facing any form of criticism or speech about their particular group because they turn it into like hate speech. The gays in particular do that. Like that's their main thing. Like you bet not say nothing about us. Like we gonna flame your whole, you know what I'm saying? We gonna torch your whole situation. Like, we gonna make your life a living hell. And usually it doesn't even last that long, but they create the fear, they spin the fear wheel to make it like, oh, it's gonna be so arduous and you're not gonna be able to do so and so and so.
The word of the week is arduous.
Yeah,
There's
it's
no
gonna be
way
like
around
such a hard thing for you to overcome. And in reality, it's like Kevin Hart's like, yo, I apologize the one time, I'm not gonna keep apologizing. Fuck off.
I'll go do Jumanji.
150 million the first weekend. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
900 million total.
He's like, I'm not.
Fuck what y'all talking about.
Yeah, I'm not participating in this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like that shit only, like, it's like the cancel culture and all of that exists only really works if you like lean into it. Like if you just be like, no, you can't cancel me. They like, but what do you mean we can't cancel you? Like they don't have another move.
It's like Markieff Morris trying to push Boogie last night. And Boogie just like, all right, man. All right.
You okay? Like,
Yeah.
is everything all right?
Now, Donald Trump was basically saying how free speech no longer exists because of big tech. So my thing is, when I look at like how we always talk about Jeff Bezos and Amazon, like one man shouldn't have that much power in the words of Kanye. When you look at big tech and how it's crazy to think, but life, remember how they used to be like life and then social media?
Yes.
Do you remember that time period?
Yeah,
You remember that? Like where it was like you had real life and then you had like...
Yeah, from about 2008 to about 2014.
I was going to say 13,
Yeah,
but
like
same
13,
difference around that time.
It's like a 6 or 7 year period where they existed separately.
They didn't... There was a parallel, but there wasn't a connection
There was not
directly.
a direct intersection, yes.
To where like people now will ask you for your IG handle instead of your phone number.
Facts.
You know, people will find you. You get a job, people who work there will start requesting you. And you'll be like, who the fuck is Otis Johnson III?
I remember when I worked at ADP.
You like, oh, he worked with me.
I
Like,
remember when I worked at ADP, they was all them, yeah, you got Instagram? I'm like, no, I'm not even on social media. Like, I'm not playing that game with y'all. Because then you start having to, that's how work and social media intersect and life intersect, because now people start asking you, oh, hey, well, what was that post you posted the other day? And so, what did you mean by that? And it's like, that's how the two started to come together.
I walked into my district one day, my assistant director, she was like, I saw your power review the other day. That was funny. And I'm like, that wasn't me. And she was like, yes, it was. She was like, because somebody had tagged me in it on Facebook.
Yeah.
And she was like, it said Matt Cain. And I was like, no, that was Cat Maine. that wasn't me, trust me. And it'd be like, dog, that shit is nuts. But it's like, you can't avoid your social media becoming your life nowadays. So to have these basically, Cat Maine, that ain't no Matt Cain. Like, to have Facebook, which is, don't let you be a like own a business or a boutique or so. This is your premier out. There are no yellow pages anymore.
Yeah.
There are no white pages anymore. You know what I'm saying?
This is it.
It's the internet.
Yep.
This is what Al Gore wanted. This is it.
This is it. It's
So
your
it's
Twitter,
like
your Instagram,
so
your
it's like
Facebook,
to lose
your
your Facebook, to lose your Instagram, to lose. This is why people legitimately freak out when they have some shit get taken down. And I need to tell you this for the umpteenth time. When something gets removed from Facebook or from Instagram, ain't nobody hating on you.
Yeah,
they have a team.
technology.
That's called technology.
These are multi-billion-dollar companies.
People will go and screenshot the fact that something got taken down and post it and be like, "Oh damn, I got y'all mad with that one." Like no one cared, yo. Like, but it's just crazy to think that like Zuckerberg and them can basically just shut you off from the world if they feel like it. Like, no, you banned on everything.
Yeah.
To where your phone is essentially a fucking. It's a Game Gear. You know what I'm saying? This shit is a Game Gear.
Can't interact with nobody.
You can't do shit on this joint. Remember the old Jones little kids where they put up and they pulled a little lever to see the slides move?
Yeah.
That's
Fucking ViewSonic.
ViewSonic, exactly. That's what your phone is. It's a camera. So it's like, damn, it's like, it is crazy to think like they can really just ostracize you from the world when they feel like it.
They got Trump out of here overnight.
Overnight.
And it's like the only reason why, I agree with it is because his circumstances were so extreme where it's like, bruh, like you initiated an act. You use social media to initiate an act of treason.
You ever go on Pornhub and like the video don't load and you like, what the fuck? Imagine just you can't get on this. This shit don't turn on.
Forever.
Like, you got to do the 2020 equivalent of blowing into the game for the Nintendo. Trying to figure this shit out. Crazy as fuck.
IP addresses, all like get a VPN.
Yo, real shit.
I'm in Alaska.
I'm in Dubai, bitch. What are you talking about?
Hey, Trump, I'm in Alaska.
The FBI says that multiple state capitol protests, armed protests, are being planned for the inauguration weekend.
Yeah, it's like 17th through the 20th, they said.
It's going to be wild. I told Lee the other day, we're not done by a long shot.
No, that was the first one.
Done.
We started at the top, and then we're going to trickle down from there. But the thing is, they aren't very organized.
For them.
Yeah, they aren't very organized.
For white people with pickup trucks.
Apparently, they were using this other social media app called Parler to gather all of this. And I was trying to figure out, like, where this was taking place at. Like, and that was the answer. Like, majority of the groups and all of that were fucking on Parler, which...
I went to Parler and just to see what it was. Remember you and Ryan had the conversation. I meant to tell you this in the group chat. I went to Parler because I'm like, what the fuck is it?
Yeah.
I like Reddit. Like I got on it and I scrolled a little bit. One of them Trump motherfuckers posted a picture and it was like the GOAT and the GOAT. It was Donald Trump and Michael Jordan. I couldn't understand this shit to save my life. And I was just like
where am I?
I was just like, I can see what's going on now.
Where the fuck am I at?
But yeah, they did it on Parler. And my thing is, if me and you had this conversation, I'm going to do this real quick. Do you know what the Patriot Act is?
Yeah, I mean, in layman's terms.
I hope our listeners understand what the Patriot Act is.
In layman's terms, the Patriot Act was enacted. The Patriot Act was enacted post 9/11,
right?
Which gave the United States government, namely the Secret Service, the Office of Homeland Security,
basically first right of refusal to dig in your ass.
Sweeping rights to jump in your ass for anything. Like
if they deem you as a threat to national or international security.
Yes, justified or unjustified, based off of a hunch, they're allowed to fully investigate you and whatever spider webs from you, we are allowed to investigate indiscriminately and arrest and sequester you based on suspicion that you are a threat to Homeland Security. Because when 9/11 happened, there was all of this different intel and information that was available that nobody fucking looked into.
Right.
So now everybody got to be held accountable for the fuck up. And as a result of that, what America did to get it passed, we sell the citizens on, you don't want another 9/11, never forget, and basically we turned over our rights to just be fucked over at any given time.
Now, me knowing what I know about the Patriot Act, that if I hold off and Google how do I blow up a building?
Yeah, do that 4 times. And see
6 or 7 times. They coming to get you. They want to know what's on the SD card. Everybody.
Yeah.
So why is it that these guys were able, or these women, these people were able to put together a 3, 4, 5, 6,000 participant coup on a national monument,
Yes.
and nobody interject and
No flags went up. No
nothing.
And here's the other thing, right? Knowing what I know about the FBI, I've been watching a lot of these manhunt series and all of that shit on Netflix. And there was one about Ted Kaczynski, the Unabomber.
Right.
And the way they were able to bust him was through something called forensic linguistics. They literally hired a guy who he was a cop from Philly that ended up going to Quantico, had the highest fucking scores on all of the exams and all of the shit in the history of the FBI, and they flew him over to the FBI office in San Francisco to work with the field team there, and his job was to decode all of his manifestos, his letters, his press clippings, and all of that to see what information was in there, what he was actually saying in the midst of all this information that he put out there.
Right.
Through that's what got them the warrant to search his cabin in the fucking woods, was the language that he was using, because there were linguistic consistencies between work that they found from when he was in college to when he fucking got something published in his newspaper to his manifesto. That was the probable cause for the warrant that brung down a guy that bombed over 30-something places over like a 17-year period.
Right.
Language. So I say that to say the FBI literally has analysts and decoders to go through language and figure shit out. So how can you gather on a group, on a social media app,
Right.
post the Patriot Act, and nobody from the FBI don't flag nothing that you saying as potentially dangerous to the community?
Like when you got enough rednecks from Kentucky and Louisville saying, yeah, we gonna fuck them up on Tuesday. It's like
That
nobody.
should raise some eyebrows.
But it goes back to, I always say it when it comes to America, just in general, especially when it comes to defense. That's the craziest part about us, because we make it seem like defense, we got to defend the nation, defend the country. And
We spend trillions a year on defense.
part of defense, I'm going to just break it down into a sports term. Deion Sanders, Charles Woodson, Rod Woodson, great defenders. You know what made them so good? It's not the fact that they would react to situations.
Would attack.
They would anticipate.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's the thing when it comes to like the defense of the country. Everything we do here in America is nothing's preventative. It's reactionary.
Everything's reactionary.
And that, like, even when it goes down to like the TSA, do you remember flying before 9/11?
Nigga,
that shit used to be fun.
I remember when I went to college in Atlanta for my freshman year. I went to Clark, Atlanta. I took my whole house on the airplane. Like I had 2
Dog.
big ass wooden trunks that like, with the locks on them. You pull up, give them to the Sky Cat, give them $60. You could fly anything.
Dog.
You could fly 50 bricks.
Dog.
Nobody was paying attention.
Dog.
No ID,
Dog.
no nothing.
My mom bought an ecto cooler on the plane. The high C, when we went to New Orleans, shut these little kids up, because I was not buying them sodas on that plane. Like, real talk. Flying was fun. That shit was a fun ass experience. I'm dreading going to the airport Wednesday because I know it's annoying as
You could
shit.
just show up at the airport and just fly anywhere. Mm-hmm. No ID, no nothing. How much is the ticket? $800. Here you go.
Dog. So it's like, again, 9/11 happens. Before 9/11, the shoe bomber. Gotta take your shoes off. Nothing preventative.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Nothing prevented. And it's crazy because I watched this show called Adam Ruins Everything. And he was talking about security.
He's the best.
Yeah, I love his shit. But it's like, you look at like the shoe bomber. Okay, now you gotta take your shoes off. You look at the dude who bought the fucking nitrous on the fucking plane. Now you can't bring no liquid through security. You can only buy liquid from another side that we've already checked. 9/11. Or we can do random screenings to you based off of where you're going or where you're coming. I don't know. Jules got jammed up when he came home.
Really?
Yeah, he got global entry.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had him at the airport for like an hour, going through every fucking thing because he's coming from over there. And he was like, literally got to the point with dude, like, yeah, what you doing here? He like, I fucking live here. I live here. Like,
I live here. I work there.
and he like, I can't even like, even if I go to them and just be like, yo, dude gave me a hard time, it's like, oh, he doing his job. So it's just like, yeah, they can randomly just at any time just yank you and just be like, yo, huh? So it's like I look at that and it's like, yo, everything is reactionary. All of this came after 9/11. That came after the shoe bomber. And like Adam said on the jump, the next person that's planning a terror attack or planning to do something, he's not going to use a shoe bomb.
Right.
He's not going to use a bottle of liquid.
Use some whole
He's
other
not.
shit.
It's going to be some shit that that's the thing. I'm on offense. I'm trying to figure out how to get through this fucking defense. Oh, I see what I got to do. I got to come around this over here.
Exactly.
Yeah, they checking shoes over this motherfucker. And that's just where it is. And it's like, yo, when it comes to like that type of shit, how are y'all not planning for this? If y'all know after the weeks that we've had with this election shit, y'all know that y'all are about to ratify the election finally for the 14th time.
Right.
You don't think to have extra? There was one nigga with a stick.
He's just out there. Y'all all right? Y'all chilling?
Y'all trying to come in this joint? Like, real shit.
Let me radio my supervisor and see if that's okay.
So it's just like one of them situations, man, where it's just like, yo, we have to be realistic with where we are.
Yes.
In the time.
Absolutely.
In the period that we're in. Things are not going to get any better. Not anytime soon. Not with this, you know Trump is fixing to say or do something crazy.
The flame has already been lit for like the soft underbelly of America to feel like somebody's taking something from them. Trump has convinced everybody he got robbed in the election and da-da-da. He's the same one that told them, don't vote through mail. Go to the polls, blah, blah, blah. He went as far as stealing fucking mailboxes to suppress the fucking mail-in vote, even though we're in the middle of a fucking pandemic and these are unprecedented times. However, you could always mail your ballot in. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, you could always fucking do it. But because of the circumstances, more people did it than normal. And now you want to discount the votes. He's saying that they found 11,000 votes in Detroit and just making up shit at this point. And it's just like, bruh, this is why you're kicked off the internet.
Yeah, and then like I said, the whole not coming to the inauguration is just like,
It's the sore loser shit.
it's like, bro, like Obama came and shook your hand.
Yeah.
After the jokes at the correspondence dinner and then all the nonsense with you and Hillary,
With the birth certificate and all that shit.
Obama still pulled up and shook your hand.
Yeah.
Al Gore and Clinton came and shook Bush's hand. Bush brother threw the votes in the ocean. Clinton's...
What's in that bag right there?
Yo. I remember Paul Moody was like, they still pulling ballots out the Jesus. It was like, they still pulling shit out the water. It's like, dog, Clinton came and shook Bush's hand.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just one of them things. It's like for you to put that out there like, oh, I ain't going. And it's like, you know the protest, all that shit's going to be crazy. I said, I'm like, they just got to do the inauguration on Zoom.
Yeah.
Like, y'all, like, why? Because it's too much.
Yeah.
It's too much.
You're putting way too many people in danger.
Way too many people at
Because in a
risk.
situation like that, when you talk about hundreds of thousands of people being somewhere, all it takes is just one asshole to try to ignite something, and then now it's 10 little situations going on, and it just creates a whole fucking firestorm.
It's mayhem. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I guess to end it, put a bow on it. Trump is about to be out completely.
You got a week and some days. You got 9 days, bucko.
He's going to jail most likely.
Sure.
What office is this, T?
What do you mean?
I don't know. CSI is here.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, he said building 1, what office? I'm like, I don't fucking know.
We're on the second floor. It's suite, I think 201. Last Out Media is the name of it.
Okay. But yeah, anyway, fucking, where were we at?
209.
209?
Yeah, 209.
Yeah, so anyway, what was I about to say? I forgot. Oh yeah, Trump is done. It's over.
Yeah,
It's a wrap. Finito. We gonna miss you, kid. Hopefully you give us some good entertainment. I know something ridiculous is gonna pop off in these next couple weeks. Got to. You want to talk about your shenanigans last night on the intranet?
So, I didn't intend for it to be shenanigans. It was just like, just a straightforward thought that I had, and it actually was inspired by another person's tweet. This girl basically said, at this point, we just got to put Lori in the Hall of Fame, referring to Lori Harvey and in her relationship with Michael B. Jordan. And from there, I first retweeted and said for ? Simple, like, for what? And then followed up with, this woman wants to put, what up, bro? Wants to put Lori Harvey in the Hall of Fame for wifing up with a C-list actor that she's going to be broken up with in 4 months. Are y'all okay? Mm-hmm. And from there, the shit just went left. And there were people on both sides of the argument. And people were essentially telling me that because Lawyer Kev being first and foremost, he was off the Reposado last night and he was bugging. He told me, how can he not be an A-lister if he's on People's Sexiest Man Alive list? To that point, I say those lists are about marketing and media and salaciousness and selling magazines. Your publicist can suck the editor of People's dick and get you on that list. Like, so I don't take as much stock into that when we're talking about an actor as I do your filmography and your box office receipts.
Right.
What are your metrics?
That and your accomplishments in the acting game.
Do you have, if you haven't been in a bunch of blockbuster films or have a string of blockbuster films, what is your critically acclaimed film, boutique art house film that everybody can point to and said, in that you did some crazy shit. You were the man in that.
Right.
For somebody like Mahershala Ali, they point to Moonlight, his performance in True Detective, like a bunch of different shit. He not A-list, and he won a motherfucking Academy Award, and he's not A-list. So how can Lil Bruh and them that ain't as good, don't got as much range, don't got as much skill, and less acclaim be better than Mahershala Ali?
I feel like it's one of the things we always talk about where it's like, oh no, but we like him.
We like him.
No, we like her. Like people tried to say Mary J was the same as Mariah, and it's like
and Janet.
Yeah, and it's just like no.
No, there's levels to this.
Like we love Mary, but no.
And I think people get caught up on what they like versus what something is.
No, all the time. Like motherfuckers will literally go on like I've seen people like I'm ready to die on a hill that Kingdom Come was a great album, and it'd be like, well, you're just gonna die.
Yeah, the consensus is no.
it just and people do that a lot. It'd be like, oh, I like something, so I had somebody one day like on some wrestling argument shit tell me how Bret Hart was a bigger thing than Stone Cold, and I'm like, nigga, no. I'm like, Bret Hart is a better fundamental wrestler. He comes from the Hart Foundation. And fucking Stu Hart. Yeah, he's a fucking great wrestler. Ring tactician, all of that shit. Owen, all of them. Brutus the Barber, Jim the Anvil, all their whole family is wrestlers. The women are wrestlers. They but when you talk about a pill, and that's kind of what it goes down to when I look at this situation. The biggest appeal draw people in wrestling history can't really wrestle.
Exactly.
Hulk Hogan had 2 moves. He had a leg drop and a body slam. It would do this shit. And they would freak the fuck out. Yeah. But when you look at Macho Man, he was a way better wrestler than Hulk Hogan.
Ric Flair, way better.
Ricky Steamboat was better than all them niggas. But he just had no commercial viability like the rest of them. Yeah. So Stone Cold and The Rock. Stone Cold had this thing where he said on his podcast, if you go, you can go and look at it on YouTube. Anybody's listening, pause the shit, go look at it. The Rock would basically bet him that he could sell the stunner better than the last time he sold it every time he did it. So when you see Stone Cold stun Mankind or Triple H or Bret Hart, the stunners, they hit him and they just fall over. Yeah. The Rock would bounce into the air with his legs on. He said The Rock would literally tell him, bet I sell this one better than the last. To the point where he was he would stun him, and he stunned him one time, and The Rock bounced over the ropes out of the ring. Just ridiculous. And it's and that's really what it is for Michael B. Jordan. I feel like he's an A-list celebrity.
Right, and that's what I said.
But he's not an
And
A-list
Kev
actor
told
by
me
far.
That I was on fentanyl because I want to separate his celebrity from his acting ability, and I'm like, we are in the age of celebrity.
I sat there last night, and I'm like, by what the definition of an A-list actor is, there's really only like 15 of them at a time.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like Denzel is an A-list actor where you don't even gotta know what the movie is or what it's about.
Go see it.
It's literally like, oh, you know, Denzel got a new joint coming out. There's nobody that's saying, oh, you know, Michael B. Jordan got the new joint coming out.
I asked my girl last night.
And that's just the reality. Like, Leonardo, you know, Leo got a new movie coming out.
I'm seeing anything Leo is in.
Right.
Period. Indiscriminately.
There are some people that are like that. Robert Downey Jr. has become another one of them. I'm trying to think who else would be up there. Hugh Jackman is probably up there. Yeah. Of course, you know, the Pacinos and the De Niros, well, their time is done because they're not even active. All-timers. But like, Will Smith. If you know Will Smith got a new movie, I'm going to see the new Will Jones.
Will Smith was the first A-lister to do the Netflix shit.
You see what I'm saying?
Movie and that opened the door.
I remember when they did it. It was like, oh, an A-lister's doing a Netflix movie. So it's just like, yeah, nah.
So it's like,
Jamie Foxx is another one.
Jamie Foxx is another, like, so the thing with the A-list shit is like, it's a couple different criterias and ways you can view it. So it's like on a straight line, just criteria. To be an A-lister, you have to have roles that are created specifically with you in mind. If you ain't doing it, we ain't doing it.
Right.
The movie is for you. We wrote it around you. The character fits you, da-da-da-da. This is your movie. You are at the absolute top of the pay scale. When I think about pay scale in movies, Tom Cruise is another one that's an A-lister.
Yeah.
He's getting paid like $246 million for the Mission Impossible movie.
What's crazy
and shit
is
like that because of the way his deals are
Tom Cruise, Tom Cruise, Vin Diesel, and somebody else. They don't even get normal pay no more. They get back end splits. Yeah. And Ludacris was saying it because he was showing the trailers. He's like, you see my trailer over here? It's nice, right? It's those. He's like, look at this big ass. It was Vin Diesel. It was like a 3-story trailer or whatever. And that was like part of his deal that he wanted that specific trailer or whatever. And they said that while everybody else on the set for the Fast and the Furious, now of course because Paul Walker has passed away, they were showing how The Rock got paid. I think it was like $15 million at the time. Tyrese got $5 million. Ludacris got $5 million. They said Vin Diesel doesn't get paid on the front. Like he doesn't get are we paying you for this?
What are the box office receipts?
He gets so they said off of Fast 7, he made $86 million. Like just from that movie. And they were showing how he was in the top paid actors for the year and he did one film and everybody else did 18 movies. So it's like,
continuing with the criteria, you are given options to select your directors, co-stars, etc. If Vin Diesel say you ain't in this movie, guess the fuck what? You ain't in this movie.
You better turn that car off.
You better turn the car off or turn the fuck around. You are not in this movie. And
you think you flying a car over the Empire State Building, nigga?
Nigga, please.
Nigga, please.
And finally, you must prove to be consistently bankable at the box office as a lead man or a lead woman. The standard that I think in terms of like who's an A-lister in Hollywood is early Eddie Murphy. Mm-hmm. Eddie Murphy auditioned one time for anything.
48 hours.
All of that shit that was written, 48 Hours,
Beverly
Hills Cop, Golden Child, Trading Places, all of that shit was written for Eddie Murphy. If you don't take it, we ain't doing it. Right. And he has arguably the best initial 8-9 film run in history.
He dominated the 80s.
Of Hollywood.
He had a box office hit every year.
He had a fucking office on Paramount's lot in the 80s.
Right.
To the point where he just started writing his own movies. Fucking Coming to America. Boomerang is one of the best movies ever, let alone in black cinema, one of the best movies ever as far as storyline, plot, telling it from both sides, a man's perspective, a woman's like. So when you think about A-listers, I'm like, yo, Michael B. Jordan don't even have a Boomerang in his catalog. Let alone some of these other movies to where they classics to where people constantly go back to them.
Right.
The Marvel shit aside, Marvel is Marvel.
Yeah, I was literally having this conversation because it spilled over into things yesterday. I was telling someone, I'm like, the Marvel movies are just like, Samuel Jackson now was considered the highest grossing actor of all time. I'm like, he's in all the Marvels.
all the Marvel
So
movies.
it's like you can't even like necessarily grade that against everything else. I mean, granted, it's part of it.
It's a real thing.
It's a real thing. It
But
has to-
the Marvel Cinematic Universe is its own community unto itself.
You can't compare that to Dog Day Afternoon.
See
You know
what
what I
I'm
mean? Like,
saying?
you just sound crazy.
Like it's just not the thing. So then the argument was, okay, well, what about Creed? Creed was a flop. I'm like, Creed wasn't a flop. Creed did well. It was a $50 million budget, brought back 176. But guess what? $1 Million Baby was a $25 million budget, brought back 211. Guess what else? Southpaw, $30 million budget, brought back 95. Guess what else? That dumbass boxing movie with Mark Wahlberg, $29 million budget, brought back 122. That boxer underdog story shit is its own genre.
Shit, if you want to be
unto
technical,
itself.
the wrestler with Mickey Rourke.
They all
That shit was
they
dog. That
all
nigga almost won a
work.
fucking Oscar for the wrestler. You
That
know?
genre of film just works. We know, all right, shit. Man.
Fucking Rudy.
It's just like executives spinning around in the room like, damn, what we got on the fourth quarter slate? Let's do Creed 2. The reason why it took so long to do Creed 2 is because Coogler wasn't no longer attached to it. That's a whole nother argument that I'm gonna get into later on down the line. Coogler wasn't attached to it no more, and they were just like, it's not a priority. Like, we're not worried about a movie that we put up 60 and we make 200. Like, it's a flip, but it's like, who gives a fuck for real? When you're talking about Hollywood, when there are people that are doing art house movies that cost $10 million and then they fucking make $300 million and shit like that. So it's like, why this? It's like it's a double. It's a on base hit.
Right.
It goes in the stat books, but we don't bank on that shit. We're not putting no strong push behind that.
I look at it like I think he got paid $2 million for Black Panther.
Yeah, he got 3 or 4 for Creed 2.
Yeah, so it's just like that right there alone. It's like in A-list, and it's fucked up. But it's like even when you went and looked at it, like Chadwick Boseman was on his way to being an A-list.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? And again, like we love Chadwick and we like him a lot, and he was a great actor and everything. But it's like to be an A-list actor is like one of the toughest things on earth to
hard as
do.
fuck.
It's hard as fuck. Like I don't know if you ever really gotten to watching Entourage, but Vince would
I
always
just
say.
started rewatching Entourage.
Vince would always say that shit. Once you start doing movies, start doing television, you don't come back to movies.
Right.
He's like, you didn't see Leo in the fucking reunion for Growing Pains. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, yeah, it's the truth. Because they wanted him to do the Frank Darabont TV show or whatever. And it's like, yeah, when you talk about A-list, like, think about the boy who just crushed Aquaman. He's not an A-list actor.
Fuck no.
You know, like,
And all the women want to fuck him.
Like-
And he's married. Wait, ain't he still married to Lisa Bonet?
I don't know.
It's like all the
something Samoa.
Yeah, Jason Momoa.
Some shit like that,
But
yeah.
it's like literally
That right there,
Not-
some shit like that. Like, that
not,
right there,
so
I
it's
tell
like
you.
he was in Aquaman. He was
Right.
in Justice League. Them movies killed at the box office.
Motherfuckers was arguing this yesterday on Twitter, calling him MJB, and I'm like, the fact that y'all calling him MJB says a lot, because that's Mary J. Blige. I'm like, this nigga's initials are
I had too much
MBJ.
to drink.
MJB.
So here was a short list that between like I looked at IMDb list you sent. I looked at a couple different lists on IMDb. I looked at a couple different metrics and shit like that, the Omer list and all of that shit. These are the primary A-list actors from the last like 20 years. At the top of the list, Denzel, Will, George Clooney, Leo, Matt Damon, Brad Pitt, Christian Bale, Jamie Foxx, Tom Cruise, we just talked about Chadwick, Bradley Cooper, Mark Wahlberg, Kevin Hart. Whether y'all like it or not, every time Kev show up, 100 million opening weekend.
Yeah.
He's a fucking A-lister. The Rock, Robert Downey Jr., Johnny Depp, Tom Hanks, Reese Witherspoon, and Halle Berry.
I would have to assume Julia Roberts would be up there.
And possibly Nicole Kidman.
I would have to assume Julia Roberts would be up there. But yeah, that kind of makes total sense when you look at this list, because it's like, who's somebody like, who's a really good actor? I'm trying to think.
Like a really good actor.
Like Paul Giamatti.
Exactly.
Or Daniel Day-Lewis.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Or a Bad Santa.
Billy Bob.
Billy Bob Thornton. You know, like, these dudes are great, phenomenal actors, but they're not A-listers.
Yeah.
Like,
Even like the guy that played the dad on The Undoing, Sutherland. Donald Sutherland.
Oh, Donald Sutherland.
Kiefer's father.
Yeah.
Immaculate actor.
It's
Put on
crazy
a fucking
because
clinic.
I was reading
in
a
the
thing
Undoing.
yesterday was saying how being a B-list actor doesn't necessarily mean you're not great. B-list actors can be great, but they're more face recognizable than they are name. And when I read that, I'm like, damn, that's exactly what a Paul Giamatti is. You know exactly who he is, but you just probably don't know he's Paul Giamatti. Daniel Day-Lewis, you've seen him in a gazillion fucking things.
Right.
You just didn't realize that's him. So it's like, yeah, while Michael B. Jordan, to me, like I said, he's become an A-list celeb.
Yes.
And that's... Flavor Flav was borderline an A-list.
He can
celeb
fuck
for a couple
whoever he
years.
want. Like
It's like
he's driving a nice car. He making multi-millions every time he do a film. He can fuck whoever he want. That's a great life. That does not make an A-lister. it is what it is.
like
I think Taylor, you had something to say, Taylor?
I was going to say Anthony Hopkins too.
that's another one. It's like, yeah, it makes total sense.
So there was this list. The New York Times came out with a list. The 25 greatest actors of the 21st century. Somehow, some way, Michael B. Jordan landed at number 15 on this list, which is a nice, safe, right in the middle. We ain't going, the average person that's not super critical ain't gonna curse you the fuck out for that placement, whatever. But do you want to know who was wrapped around his 15th placement? Mahershala Ali at number 23. You ain't Mahershala, dog.
I don't understand that.
Alfre Woodard, one of the greatest black actresses of all time, number 17. You can't fuck with Alfre, dog. Willem Dafoe, one of my favorite actors of all time, number 18. You can't fuck with Willem Dafoe on no day, on no role. Viola Davis was number 9. You're not even in the same class as Viola Davis. Joaquin Phoenix at number 12. You ain't in the same class as Joaquin Phoenix. Keanu Reeves at number 4. You're probably better than Keanu, but you ain't John Wick, motherfucker. So,
Who did this list?
the New York Times.
Oh, wow.
Daniel Day-Lewis at number 3. Nicole Kidman at number 5. And Denzel at number 1. So, on a list with Willem Dafoe, Alfre Woodard, Mahershala Ali, Joaquin Phoenix, one of these things doesn't belong here. And it's the nigga from Creed. Like, you don't have no role where you push your boundaries and limits as an actor to the point where we forgot you were Michael B. Jordan.
He was very good in Fruitvale Station. I'll give him that.
Right.
He was very good in that. But I don't think that was like, I'm not putting that with like John Q.
You ain't putting it with Gangs of New York neither. The fucking performance.
Oh, no, I was just talking about
you know
like, yeah, no, Daniel Day-Lewis and Gangs of New York was
See
great.
what I'm saying?
I'm talking about those type of movies though, where like
Right.
the sad nigga gotta die, you know what I'm saying, type John, you know what I mean? Like,
So now.
it's not as good as like The Pursuit of Happiness. You know what I mean?
So now let's go to the Ryan Coogler point. All of his biggest and best roles were attached to one director and one director only, Ryan Coogler. So with
He
Ryan,
did Creed 1.
He did Creed
Yeah.
1, he did Fruitvale Station, and he did Black
Oh,
Panther.
yeah, he did do Fruitvale Station, yeah.
So all of his upward trajectory is tied to the fact that he's with an A-list or an on the way to an A-list director. And as a result of that, because you're his guy, you get favorable placement. That's like a system quarterback that you're fucking or a system point guard. You terrible in every other system, Jeremy Lin, but then you go play for Mike D'Antoni and you average fucking 27 a game.
We just talked about this yesterday with Eric Crouch coming out of Nebraska. Remember when they were like running that option?
Exactly.
And he
looked
literally
unstoppable.
didn't motherfucker. He rushed for like 18 touchdowns that year. It was insane. He won a Heisman.
He won a Heisman. Then you get to the league and it's like, the fuck?
Oh, y'all want me to do it again? Like, you know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
y'all want me to play regular quarterback?
Dog. He got drafted by the Rams and didn't play a game for the Rams.
See what I'm saying?
Crazy.
So it's like, you know, again, we like Michael B. We recognize his talent. He is talented, but he ain't an elite talent.
I've said
with
it,
the likes of them names that I just mentioned.
I've said it on this podcast, and you can go back and I forgot what episode it was on, but I talked about when it was the week Chadwick Boseman died. So whatever episode that was, because the TNT or TBS, one of them, played Black Panther uncommercial.
Yeah.
So I watched it again remember I told you I really wasn't super into it when I saw it the first time, but I watched it again and I was like, my one big takeaway was Michael B. Jordan stinks.
Yeah.
I said that.
He was Keek the Sneak
and
Killmonger.
it was so funny to see people yesterday like, oh, him and Black Panther did it. And I'm just like, he was the one, like, Angela Bassett was awesome.
Excellent.
Shuri. Lazy Eye.
Forrest
Whitaker was awesome.
The girl that played Shuri.
The big boy.
M'Baku.
He was awesome. I'm like, Michael B. Jordan was like, what's up with y'all, man?
Y'all kings and queens around here, huh? So like y'all just kinging and queening. I'm back home starving.
And that's not a diss. I just thought that when I saw him up against Chadwick Boseman, it was just no. With Angela Bassett, no. It was just like he like it really just all boiled down to he a cool nigga. Women want to fuck him. And that's just what it is. That's just what it is. You don't have people be thinking it's like a diss, and it's like no, there are legendary great B-list actors, but I personally, this is me, and I didn't even want to get involved in the conversation yet because I'm like somebody's gonna say something, and just where I'm at right now emotionally, I'm gonna drive to somebody else. So I'm just like I left it alone. But just for me, I'm not going to lie and say. The whole shit the other day, you know I got drunk into that fake Sneak conversation.
Did you?
The nigga at me, Matt, you know Sneaks, what's up? And I'm just like, I can't remove yourself from listening. I can't. Untag, I can't do this. Because it's like, I'm not going to come in this motherfucker and lie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You know Sneaks, Matt.
You know, I'm not going to lie.
I do.
And that's just where it is in just everything.
Yeah.
When I see Michael B. Jordan, he was my man. It was Wallace.
Yeah.
This shit is me, yo. Like, that's my man. Creed was good. Fruitvale Station was really good.
Yeah.
But him and Black Panther wasn't like that. You can't hang your hat.
That wasn't a breakthrough role.
You can't hang your hat on that performance. Y'all can hang your hat on the fact that the movie was so successful and made $2 billion. But him and that, you just can't hang your hat on that. It's just impossible. So when I look at Michael B. Jordan and his acting chops and the shit I've seen him in, he's been good in things I've seen him in. I've never seen him be standout great. Now, I'm not saying that this also can't come, because Jamie Foxx was in Bait and Held Up.
For sure.
And then turned that shit around and became the best motherfucker out there. So Jamie Foxx in 1 year did Collateral and Ray. People don't even dig that. Jamie Foxx almost won both the Oscars that year. He was nominated for the Academy Award for Best Actor and for Best Supporting in Collateral. He almost did that shit. So it's like, yeah, you can definitely do it. Don't ever, ever, like, this podcast can blow in the next year and we can be somewhere else.
The next week.
It's just what it is. So no, I'm not saying that he trash or he whack or no. When I saw the argument, all I was saying to myself was, I know for a fact he's not an A-list actor.
Right.
In our community, especially in the black culture and the urban culture, with the explosion of social media, all these nigga gossip sites, all of these reality shows and all of just everything, you can be a bigger celebrity than you are talent.
Absolutely.
It happens with comedians. It happens with singers. It happens with everything. It's just a reality. Your celebrity can be bigger than your actual talent. And that's not a knock or a diss. Sometimes it just is what it is.
It's the same thing like with artists. Like you have artists whose records are bigger than they are and shine brighter than their star does. And those are usually the ones that burn out and don't have a long career because the song gets so big and you don't really know who the artist is.
Lumidee.
Fucking the Throat Baby nigga. I know Throat Baby. I have no idea who this nigga is. He could pull a gun on me.
Oh, it's a guy?
Yeah, it's a guy that sing that song. Throat Baby.
I never heard it.
Yeah.
Believe it or not. I see people talking about it all the time.
If he pulled a gun on me, I wouldn't know who he was. I would just assume he's some random thug.
Somebody one day on Twitter was like, I love Kawhi Leonard's personality. And it was like, what personality? He was like just his demeanor is just so cool. I'm like, And the motherfucker they was like had a thread. He was like, bro, that's not personality. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And he was like, I think I'm a good judge of character or some shit like that. He was like, man, Kawhi Leonard is the most unidentifiable black athlete on the planet. He was like, do you realize that this man has a finals MVP and he could go rob a group of people and they would tell the cops it was a black guy with braids? I was like, yo, real shit. Like, if you're not a stone cold basketball fan,
I have no idea who the fuck Kawhi Leonard is.
I know for a fact my sister might not know that.
Yeah,
like, real shit.
Superstar talent.
Some tall nigga with braids.
Superstar
Grab
talent.
my whole face.
Yo, did you see the picture of him holding 2 water bottles yesterday?
That to me, I can do that. So that to me wasn't like shocking. And the bottle, it
It
was
just
like
looked strange.
like these are 2 bottles. So it's like, to me, I can do, so that to me wasn't like shocking, but they looked like 2 regular bottles, and I didn't understand why they were freaking out about it. So I
think it's probably because the fact he was holding like one with like the small finger.
I can palm a basketball with 2 fingers though. So it's like, I get it. Like, but to me, it was just like, I just thought that was like normal or whatever. But no, it's like, that's the truth. Kawhi Leonard could dead ass rob people and they'd be like, yo, tall nigga, he had on New Balance everything.
Looked athletic. He seemed pretty athletic.
He had on 3 shiny ass rings, 2 shiny ass rings. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know who he was though. So yeah, no.
So to put a bow on this, not saying that Michael B. Jordan isn't talented, not saying that he doesn't have potential to reach the A-list, but he just got more work to do. And it's like, for whatever reason, like with black folk, when we like somebody, they instantly become like above reproach. Like, we criticize Jay-Z all the time because he be doing nut shit sometimes. And people just be like, yo, y'all hating. And it's like, no, we just aren't sheep like y'all. And we don't participate in groupthink and just go with the fucking flow for the sake of doing so. Some things you can like analyze and be like a little bit critical of.
Right.
He got more work to do.
Right.
He's talented. For where he is now, he probably, 30, 31? Some shit like
He's
that?
super. He's definitely talented. That's not
up for question.
But you got to understand something. A-list actors.
It's rarefied air, man.
This is just the best way I can put it. A-list actors either have a Best Actor Oscar, or there's a big question on when they're gonna get their Best Actor Oscar. Like Leo, that like going into the joint when he won for the Revenant was like, is this the year Leo's gonna do it?
Right.
Because I've been here all these years. When Denzel won for Training Day, is this the year Denzel's gonna do it? Because I've been here all these years.
Yeah.
When Will didn't get it for Pursuit of Happiness, it's like, damn, when is Will gonna get one? Because he been here all them years. When De Niro finally got it for Taxi, he got it for Raging Bull, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. He been here.
Right.
When fucking Pacino got it for, amazingly, Dog Day Afternoon. Yeah. I did The Godfather. I did Scarface. Right. I've been here. Yeah. B. Jordan ain't been there. Yeah. Like he's never been nominated for.
Get in the mix and stay in the mix.
And that's not that's not hating, because Chadwick Boseman was on his way to being, when's Chadwick Boseman gonna get one?
Right.
And it just come with time. It's just one of them things. Like, yes, every now and then somebody just shows up, i.e.
like Mahershala just kind of showed
up. I was going to say Jonah Hill. Like, just sprung into action, and it's like, oh shit, he's nominated for Best Supporting Actor. But then you see him with Leo, and it was like, oh no, he kind of flexed on Leo in his jump. You know what I mean? So it's like, it comes with time. And I think, again, like I said, with the race thing, we do it a lot because now we're at a point where we overly hype and support somebody because of the being black, and then we'll shy away from others because they're not. And it's like, you got to be realistic, yo. It's like, Bow Wow's good on CSI. Bow Wow ain't winning no Emmys no time soon. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just ridiculous at how we act with that shit. So that's all. When I saw it, I didn't get involved. I just to myself was like, it's clear y'all don't know what an A-list actor is, and to me, he's not a A-list
he's not
actor.
there yet.
But I do think that his celebrity is on A-list status.
I honestly think if he walked in a club anywhere outside of LA, he would have to pay for his own bottles.
Nah. You just hating now.
I'm not. No, I'm like if they didn't make a whole thing about it, a big stink about it. Like if he just walked up and was like, "Yeah, I'm trying to get a table," nobody's like, "Oh shit."
I think in certain situations he would.
Yeah, L.A.
Where's he from?
He's from Newark.
In Newark, they show him love.
Maybe.
I don't know.
He came to Vanity Grand on a night. I forget what artist was there. Nobody paid Michael any fucking mind.
Well, this was probably before.
No, it wasn't.
Oh.
This was like right after Black Panther.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
I'm speaking from firsthand experience. It wasn't a big deal.
Well, who was there?
It wasn't nobody that should have been bigger than the nigga that was just in Black Panther.
If Prince was in there, you know what I'm saying?
Wasn't Prince.
I'm just saying.
It might have been Dave East and Young Emmaus and shit like that. And Mike was not being paid nearly enough attention.
You know, since we've been in here, Doug Peterson got fired.
Deservedly so.
Did you know that?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you knew. Yeah. Fucked up, man. Eagle shit is over.
I mean, are they going to fire Howie is the real question.
Nope.
No, I don't think
That owner's just going to stick by Howie.
Yeah, I don't think Howie's going nowhere. I think he's good for. I think I'm here for the long ride, boss. You know what I'm saying?
I remember when Howie staged that coup against, who was Banner? Against the last GM. That shit was nasty. Howie was supposed to be working under Banner. He moved his office to the other side of NovaCare and started forming his own team.
Nigga did a dipset. You know what I'm saying? Moving my office.
Yo,
up.
Howie is nuts, man.
Oh, you want to talk about the situation with the girl? She finally got arrested? With the ridiculous
yeah,
interview?
A couple minutes, yeah.
What's her name?
I have no idea what the fuck her name is.
White girl with the daddy hat. Let's do that.
White girl daddy hat.
She's 22.
Yeah.
I thought she was like 40.
She's a maniac. She's
In
a
the video, she looked like an not older woman, but she
had the
definitely.
mask on and her demeanor. Was
Yeah,
very,
like I wouldn't have thought 22.
She went full Karen.
Yeah.
She went full Karen, man. Like the video, aside from her pointing and like trying to reach around the hotel security, her trying to tackle young boy was just like, all right, sis, because I never saw that part.
Yeah, I said when I seen the video, I'm like, all right, yeah, sis was wild.
Like,
Yeah.
you was bugging.
I tried to give her the mulligan because I've been in places and seen niggas be like, yo, I can't find my phone. Ain't nobody leaving. You know, niggas will say that.
Yeah.
Yo, ain't nobody leaving until I find that joint. She just went like, everybody can leave except for this little nigga. And that's where it was like, all right, sis, you tripping. And the dad, he held it together as good as he. You know, he's like a musician.
Yeah.
He held it together because, you know, that's some shit where you just slap a hoe. You know, it just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to put the pause on people.
Yeah.
You diving at my son, you got to get the shit slapped.
Yo, she was acting like a wild dog.
Like a rabid hyena.
She was tripping. And then her interview with Gayle King was just so disturbing because Gayle, as a black woman, as a mother figure, is sitting there trying to like...
I don't fuck with Gayle King.
Trying to lead her down the path. I don't fuck with Gayle King either, but in that interview, she's trying to lead her down the path of non-destruction, and the girl's just like, fuck that. Like, knocking these trees down, I'm setting shit on fire. Like, the lawyer told her, don't wear the daddy hat. She's like, what's wrong with the hat? Like, I can wear the hat.
The daddy hat was strange.
And she was just basically like just so dismissive to the notion that she acted in a racist or discriminatory manner. She just couldn't. She was just couldn't get it. Like,
white folks at times, and at times I mean by 99% of the time, all the time, they really don't be under. They don't like. Do you speak another language?
Un poquito.
Okay,
a little bit.
All right. Cool.
He was not ready for that.
No, I wasn't ready. Yeah, I wasn't ready for that at all. So I was having it's a Spanish nigga I work with, right? And I was telling him one day, I was like, I'm gonna come to his wedding and I'm gonna get all the Spanish hoes who's gonna be there. And he was like, all my family members are real deal Puerto Rican from Puerto Rico, and they speak Spanish. You don't speak. I'm like, I do speak Spanish. And he was like, you do not know Spanish. And I'm like, I'm telling you, I know Spanish. So he started, I'm like, ¿Cómo estás? And he was like, man, shut the fuck up. So he was like, yo, they speak real Spanish. Like, you can't. I'm like, dog, no, like, I'm not all jokes aside, like, I know Spanish. He was like, say something in Spanish, man. I'm like, las papas fritas. You know what that is? That's French fries. Las papas fritas con queso, nigga. That's what cheese on. I'm like, dog, I know that shit. So he was like, man, shut the fuck up. Bro, we was going back and forth. And it's like that. It's like, if you don't know a language, you don't know it. So it's like, it means nothing to you. You know the little bit you know.
Yeah, that's all I know.
You know un poquito, I know las papas fritas, nigga. That's it. But I've never concerned myself with learning Spanish.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that with white folks. Like, they know, Jay-Z and twerk, but they don't necessarily know.
Miley Cyrus straight up said, I never even heard a Jay-Z song.
Yo.
She had the #1 song in the universe for 6 months. And the Jay-Z song was on. She said, I've actually never heard a Jay-Z song in my life.
Crazy. Like, they really don't be knowing. So in her young California, is she from California, New York?
Yeah.
Her young Californian white mind, she like, I didn't act racist. I was trying to get my fucking phone. And it's just like, yeah, but you picked out the
only black child here.
And the craziest part about the whole situation that everybody like kind of wafted over was the hotel employees straight went up to the dad and the son like, can we see the phone?
Yeah.
The dad like, fuck no, what the fuck is you talking about? And come to find out, she wasn't even staying at the hotel.
She was just in there.
She was just in there. Like,
We staying, she's not, and we gotta prove that we don't got her shit.
you see what I'm saying? That's how crazy. Yo, I was saying the other day, you're mixed. Mm-hmm. Fully?
I'm like probably like 60-something% black.
I was saying the other day, like, at times I almost be like, I know it's gonna sound wild, but I'm gonna explain. So don't cut this part out and then not hear the rest
the
of
explanation.
it. Right.
The explanation gonna put it in context.
Do you remember the Good Times episode when JJ became white for the job interview?
No.
He had a joint on Good Times where he was saying how he didn't know if he was gonna get this job promotion. It was a job promotion because he wasn't white and they wanted somebody white. So he woke up the next morning. It was a white guy as JJ. And he was like a ghost watching the white guy maneuver through his life or whatever.
Yeah.
And I would say the other day, like, I almost be wanting to be white just for like a week, just to see what nonsense I can get into. Dog, I'm watching House Hunters the other night. This is the shit that set me off. I'm watching House Hunters. White couple, white guy, white woman. They're looking for a house in Kepesaw, New Jersey, some fucking where. They got approved for $600,000. $600,000 for a house. It was like, he is a server at a restaurant. She recently graduated culinary school. I'm like, who the fuck is their lender? I'm like, what?
They must be a Trump lender.
I was like, what bank is financing this shit? She don't got a job and this nigga's working off tips. They got a $600,000 budget.
They must have went to the same lender as what's Trump son-in-law name?
Oh, Kushner.
They
Yeah,
must
like
have went to the same bank as Kushner.
$600,000.
That's wild.
It said,
Being white is great.
It said she has recently graduated culinary school. I'm like, so she's off PUA. What the fuck? It's like, Jesus Christ. Like, yo, being white seems nuts. You can do anything. You can run up in federal buildings. You could just tell cops to get the fuck out of here.
You can sell hats with horns on them.
I remember we got pulled over one time. My white boy Mikey Brown was driving. Brad in the passenger. I'm in the back. He had his pop Escalade and shit. We get pulled over. The cop came around. The first cop came up on this side. The other cop came on this side. He saw me and stopped. Was like, "You got your license, pal?" And I'm like, "Ain't no problem." I'm in the back seat. This is nuts. But I'm just like,
Make sure you ain't holding these two nice white people hostage.
I'm just like, whatever. It ain't no big deal. So I start reaching. I'm like, it's in my pocket. I'm gonna get my license for you. Mike Brown turns around and was like, what the fuck are you asking for his fucking license? Dude, I'm up here. I'm the fucking driver. Come around this side. Fucking leave him the fuck alone. I'm like, yo.
Calm the fuck down.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
He's taking up for you like, yo, slow it the fuck down.
I'm like, fuck is wrong with you?
Get all of a shot.
Ain't that big of a deal, doc? And I gave my license or whatever. And it's crazy he didn't ask Brad for his license, who was in the passenger.
Of course not. You're trying to make sure you ain't got no warrants and you're not holding these two nice white people hostage.
Dog, I could have straight been like, hell! He's like, shut up! You all right? To them, real shit. Asked for my license. I was sitting in the back. And Mike went off about it. And I'm just like, yo, cool out. Like, it ain't that serious, dog. Like, stop. But it's like, that's white. He don't have no fear in that situation. Hey, I will curse this cop the fuck out.
Pay your salary.
Fucking yeah, I pay your
I pay your
salary.
salary, buddy.
They tell cops that shit.
That's they go-to.
Dog.
That's the big joker. Pay your salary, asshole.
And I guess just to bring the show full circle, man, when it's like that whole state capitol shit, the shit that like fucked me up the most about it was I've never seen cops back down. I've never seen that.
Yeah.
Like I've never seen cops just like, I don't know what to do in this situation. Because every situation that involves a black man selling cigarettes or selling CDs
Shoot 'em,
or
choke-
getting pulled over
shoot 'em,
or
choke 'em,
running
beat 'em,
away
tase 'em.
or shoot them. I've never seen cops in a situation where a mob of people are coming at them and they just like,
That
nigga.
nigga tying his shoes. Kill him.
Niggas went full wrecking crew. Just running. What Pac say? I feel like we in a goddamn tragedy. Like, dog. Them cops straight ran away. I've never seen that.
Yeah, and to put a bow on this, I'll say that being mixed is not the same shit as being white because I'll tell y'all a story probably next show about the time that my homie had me act as his bookie to scare his father into cleaning out his
You told him.
into cleaning
Dog.
out his fucking cleaning out his fucking trust fund, and if I was white, it wouldn't have worked quite as the same.
No.
So the little bit of melanin I do got
Yeah.
got him $30,000.
Like, that shit is just... We started out like that. Like, that racism, that prejudice, that it's literally going nowhere. Going nowhere.
You would think we would be past it. You would think it'd be like some old shit.
For what? Why? Like, honestly, what would make you think that?
There was something that came out that was like somebody said something to the effect like this isn't America and blah blah, and I'm like, yes it is. Like this is the fabric of our country. Like we fucking were born and bred off raping and pillaging and taking shit from people that didn't belong to us, and killing motherfuckers when they don't capitulate to our negotiations. All of that. What are you talking about?
Paul Moody instead was like, the white lady gonna ask me on the panel talking about how do we end racism?
What he said.
He was like, y'all really want to end this? He's like, because we're going to kill all y'all. Dog, it's the truth. It's like, it doesn't go anywhere. Like you got to understand something. Even if you're not racist or you're not prejudiced or you're not, you fruit from a tree. Yeah. You live on a land and things are a certain way. The railroads were constructed. You know, I was reading a thing the other day. It said that, was it Rockefeller that owned all the railroads?
Yeah.
Rockefeller at one point, he owned 85% of every railroad, of the railroads in America. Like, this motherfucker had it all.
Right.
And they said for inflation, if you was to make his money, how rich he was back then in today's money, it would be upwards about $400 billion. Like, that's how much money he had back in the day. Dog, they said that he single-handedly, kept the country afloat with a loan. It was because it was wild. It was they did the 5 richest families in America. It was the Rockefellers, the Waltons, what's the real rich ones from overseas? Rothschilds. The Rothschilds.
Those they're the ones that started the Federal Reserve Bank.
Yeah. The Rothschilds, the Waltons, the Rockefellers, the Koches, because they own like every fucking thing now. And you know who the third family was? I mean, the fifth family was?
Who?
Gonna fuck you up. The Waltons, the Koches, the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, and the Kardashians. Yeah.
Above the Kennedys?
When you put all of their shit in, they was talking about it wasn't just money. It was basically like cultural influence and everything.
Okay.
Like, you do know, like, Kanye's worth $4 billion now. Kim is worth $1 billion now. Kylie Jenner's worth $1.5 billion. Like, they were saying how the family is sitting
Kendall worth like $170 on a
They were saying how the family is sitting on a $10 billion empire.
That's nuts.
Like, when you factor it all together.
So they can never go broke.
Nah.
Yo, you know, over the weekend, Elon Musk took
over Jeff Bezos.
Bezos.
They said it was like a spike in the stock or something like that. Yeah.
Tesla stock, last time I checked, it was at $863 a share.
Jeez.
I had an opportunity. I bought 2.5 shares at $400 something right before the stock split. It went down to $323, and I welched. I didn't buy more stock. Yeah. I'm sick. I could have made like at least like $15,000-$20,000 in the last 2 months.
I can believe it.
Sick about it.
Shit is wild.
It's crazy.
But I got nothing else. Basketball is rolling. Steph is back.
Kyrie is just not playing for personal reasons.
Is there still no reason for that yet?
No.
He basically did you see what his friend said?
No.
His friend, one of his best friends, because Kyrie, they basically did an interview on a podcast and it's like resurfaced. But his best friend basically told them, I have a strong belief that Kyrie is going to end up being the Lauryn Hill of the NBA. Like, he's just going to disappear and go. They were saying now he's like off the grid. Like, nobody can get in contact with him. Nobody can find him. So basically, they said the shit that happened last week at the state capitol fucked him up so much that he's like, we have so many more issues that are so much more important than basketball. And KD is like, nigga, I got 36 and we losing. Get your ass down here.
You lost 4 in a row, dickhead.
Get your ass down here. I was saying the other day, like, it's fucked up because the Nets were like the presumed favorite in the East.
Yo, KD gonna end up killing this motherfucker.
And now it's like, damn, they don't got no defense and Kyrie really might be nuts. But yeah, they said like Kyrie's like one of his best friends straight was like, it wouldn't shock me for him to end up like where he's just like in and out of the league.
Can you imagine having to talk to Kyrie Irving every day?
Dog.
Can you imagine literally like being obligated to talk to Kyrie Irving every day?
Like, could you imagine when he come into the chat like, yo, let me ask y'all a question. Like, fuck. Like, cause you gotta answer cause he the breadwinner out of y'all. Like, you gotta respond to this nut shit.
You want your paycheck to be on
Dog.
time?
Kyrie straight about to bounce from the A. That's how it's looking.
Nuts.
It's fucked up because he's so talented. He's such a generational talent.
He's a wizard with the basketball.
He's a fucking magician. But, you know, wizards, wizards be wizards.
No, you got a problem about wizards. They be disappearing and shit.
The one issue with wizards, they just be disappearing and shit. Real talk. Magicians definitely just be disappearing.
Out the blue.
Yeah, man, it's fucked up. The how you feel about football? Oh, can we do this real quick? We had this talk yesterday, and you know, football playoffs is going. Lamar Jackson won his first playoff game yesterday.
Correct.
And he didn't shake hands with the Titans players because the Titans players did the whole shit where they danced on the Ravens logo in Week 11 when they played. So yesterday when the shit was over, he left off the field and he told them, "Ain't no reason to shake hands. Ain't nothing else to talk about." So of course, you know, white media started wilding and shit. Oh, they, you know, whatever. And I was telling Carl, me and Carl had a conversation about it last night, and I told Jules and Rye yesterday, I root for Lamar more than I root for any other player in professional football. Because of the way they did him coming out of college.
Right.
The man broke record after record in college. He won a Heisman. He won AP Player of the Year. And they made him sit the entire first round while they drafted all these other people in front of him. Just for him to get drafted, and then they be like, why don't you play receiver? Why is your mom handling your training and all your affairs? And he like, oh, that's the reason I won the Heisman. And Flacco, finally, they stick a fork in him. They take him out back and shoot him just for them to be like, is Lamar really ready? Can he step in and be and then go and win a MVP? And they're like, does he have what it takes to make it to the next level and win a Super Bowl? Yeah. And it's just like, what the fuck, yo?
He's done things on the football field I've never seen before.
We were talking about yesterday, how crazy is it that, like, Michael Vick had a 50-yard run in the playoffs that's, like, world-renowned, known as, like, his best play ever his fucking career. Yeah. And Lamar did that yesterday, and it was just like, oh, great play, Mar.
Do you remember the play from last season against Cincinnati when he broke out the joint and spun and made the two defenders fucking crashing? I'm like, this is just a routine, like, just a quarterback bootleg.
It was third down. We had to get this first, baby. Like, real shit.
Shit to the house. Like, I love Lamar.
I fucks with Lamar so much, and it's just like they wouldn't do that with anyone. I hate to be, like I said, we make everything race, but it's the truth. It's like Trevor Lawrence was about to straight get a mulligan to go play again, just so he didn't have to be on the Jets. Like, they were straight gonna let Trevor Lawrence go back and play his senior year, and he straight said it. Like, yeah, I mean, you know, it's the Jets. And they was about to be like, go get your degree. Where they chastise black athletes for leaving college early, let that had been a Lamar or somebody that was black talking about they was gonna be the first pick in the draft, and they like, no, I'm gonna go back and get my degree. They'd be like, oh, he's afraid of the big stage, and this shit is crazy.
He didn't have the gall to compete.
It's nuts. It's insane.
Everybody was killing him in that first quarter. 10 points unanswered, and then he did 17 straight right after that.
Dog, it's nuts, yo. It's insane. I even yesterday I seen Rod threw a joint out there. Lamar Odom is just Cordell Stewart with a dope playlist, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck, man?
With a Kodak Black.
Something play, yeah. And it's just like, nah, yo, like Lamar, he the real deal. Like he really all that, and we do that a lot, especially in sports. It's like we find things to not like or find a reason to be like, he ain't that or he ain't this. Whereas the other quarterbacks, they just straight get to like, they really tried to sell us on Johnny Manziel. And Johnny Manziel, like, I don't know how many times I gotta tell y'all, I'm on meth.
I really hate playing football. Like, I have a bad drug problem.
Johnny Manziel, like, dog, look at me. I'm on meth.
Jones was about to take him over. Who did they draft? Who did the Cowboys draft that year when Jerry Jones was like itching to draft Johnny Manziel? Was it the offensive lineman?
It wasn't Zeke.
It wasn't Zeke. I think it was who's their superstar offensive lineman? The left tackle.
Not Leary. Not Fredericks. Not
Tyreek. Whatever.
Tyron Smith.
Tyron Smith. He was itching, like his son was like, nigga, relax. Relax. He's from Texas, it's perfect.
He's on Texas, he's on meth. It sounds like a cowboy to me. Dog. Johnny Manziel on straight meth. And got over chances. He could dead as get another chance if he felt like it. It's crazy.
He put together a nice workout tape. Johnny get another
Did you
shot.
see Ben Roethlisberger join last night?
Oh, he was terrible.
Dog. Most pass attempts in playoff history. 71 pass attempts. 500 yards. He had 4 interceptions. And at one point, they were getting smoked by 30. The ESPN was like, Ben Roethlisberger gives it his all, but comes up short. Carl like, man, what the hell?
They were down 28-0.
Carl like, ain't no way, yo. That was the headline. Ben Roethlisberger gives it his all. He's like, I'm not going to let y'all come up here and straight do that for Ben Roethlisberger when he threw 4 interceptions, all these pass yards, and they got cooked, and then turn around and straight tell me how Lamar ain't this, Lamar ain't that, when Lamar is like single-handedly carrying this fucking team offensively. It's like you can't possibly, like, and that's media. That's how this shit works. If we like you, it goes back to that Michael B. Jordan shit. If we like you, we gonna push the issue. If we don't, nah, he ain't nice. And we'll straight say you better than other people and he not as good as you and this, that, and the third. And I was talking about T.O. last night. They made T.O. out to be a fucking cancer, and he did nothing. He just didn't bang with McNabb. That was it. Old head a drunk. He be drinking Hurricane. And then McNabb throwing up in the fucking game.
In the Super Bowl.
So it's like, yeah, no.
McNabb still denying that shit to this day. I ain't throw up. I regurgitated something. It can't. It didn't leave my mouth, so I didn't throw up. I swallowed it.
It's you know, it just is what it is, man.
Yeah, pretty much. But next week, the Cleveland Browns. Congrats on the upset. Next week, you get the buzzsaw that is the Kansas City Chiefs. They might lose 67-7, but we'll see.
I'd love to see him beat the Chiefs. I was saying it yesterday. I love Big Red. I like Patrick. I fucks with Tyreek Hill, but I'm a Lamar fan, man. Like I want to see him do well. So it's like if they pull that shit off, it's up.
No, but the Cleveland Browns is playing the Chiefs.
No, I thought the Ravens played the Chiefs.
No, I think the Ravens play.
It's Browns Chiefs, yeah.
Yeah, it's Browns Chiefs.
Oh shit.
Yeah, they playing.
Ravens play the Bills.
The Bills.
Bucks, Saints, and Rams, Packers.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I was under the impression they played the Chiefs.
No.
Did it change because of who won or some shit like that?
The top seed plays the lowest seed after. So, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, because there's only one bye now.
Yeah, that's what I'm... All right, yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah, they play Cleveland. So, yeah, I'm predicting 67-7 next week for the Chiefs. It's been a nice ride, though. Baker receivers was selling.
This is, yo, ho.
Yo, you recording?
You on air. Chad can hear you. What's up?
Chad, what's up?
What up?
Cooling.
Yeah, we still recording, though. What's good?
Oh, shit. Just calling to see what's going on. Fuck y'all talking about on that John today.
The world falling apart. What do you think we fucking talking about?
Fuck Big Dan at with all the shit, man.
He's right here. He's right here. You know they can hear you. We on air.
Yeah, honest, Big Dan, I need some shit. I'm gonna talk to you offline though.
All right, that's cool.
Big Dan had shit for sale.
Yeah, Big Dan definitely got shit to sell. I hit you when I get up out of here.
Have a good show, and I'll let you later.
All right.
All right, y'all.
But yeah, no, it's like the what are we talking about? The football shit.
Football.
Yeah, I honestly thought it was the way it was structured still that they were gonna run up against the Chiefs.
Nah.
So it might be up. The Bills are pretty good though.
Yeah.
But
They loving Josh Allen right now.
yeah, they was talking he was in the MVP talk.
Yeah.
I feel happy for Ra. Ra took Aaron Rodgers at the beginning of the season. I think he got it at plus, I want to say plus 1,100
For the MVP.
to win an MVP. And it's like he's
A safe bet.
I think right now it's at negative 4,000.
Holy shit.
So yeah, got to put up 4,000 to win a beam. Yeah. So yeah, he got it at a very, very good spot. He also took the Packers to win a Super Bowl at like plus 2,200 or something. Damn. I don't know about that one, but the Aaron Rodgers MVP shit is in the bag.
That's a lot. That's in the bag.
They did Russell. They got Russell out the way.
Yo, did you see the shit on Twitter yesterday where they was like Russell Wilson before Sierra 4-1 Super Bowl champion.
Yo.
Post Sierra 5-6 no playoff victory.
Dog. Dog, it ain't that shit is not a lie. Like,
We gotta have a show one day where we talk about the negative impact taking care of another nigga kids can have on your life.
and future just like it's the evil world we live in. It's the evil world we live in, man. Like, yo. But I got nothing else.
I'm done, man.
We had a good show, good topics, good rundown, good back and forth, good dialogue. Nobody got killed.
YouTube community, make sure y'all follow us on YouTube. Subscribe. Just search TRPE. Channel pop right up. We should have a video out by Wednesday. Same thing for our NGTV community. Video should be up on NGTV on Wednesday. We should be on Fire Stick and on Apple TV soon. Just waiting on these approvals to get approved, and then we good. Other than that, man, y'all have a nice week. Be safe. Take care of yourselves.
We're doing good viewership on our
yeah, for sure.
videos. We got our first video hit 5,000 views.
Oh shit,
It's up.
it's up. Damn, that's what's up, man.
We got some. Damn, we're up there in subscribers too now. Shit.
Where we at?
What's 3.35K?
3,350.
3,350. Okay. So we're
Not bad.
Closing in on 3,500.
That's what's up, man. Well, we appreciate the support, man. All the viewership.
Keep sharing.
Keep sharing. Above all, just keep sharing, man. And anniversary show next week, 4th anniversary. We'll be here in our Sunday best or our prom best, depending upon how you look at it.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, for the anniversary.
For sure.
We gotta get Kev to come back up here.
Yes, if he don't fight me in the street first.
Yeah, but I wanted to have, especially with the inauguration and everything.
It's fitting.
It's fitting. You know what I'm saying? I want to get Kev back up here. I want to get BF up here.
Definitely.
For an update.
Yo,
BF is living his best life right now.
Somebody sent me this joint the other day. This white woman was like, Hitler was right on one point. It was like a screenshot. I sent it to BF. I said, you got company, babe.
Somebody the other day has said Trump's. In fact, that's who it was. Trump. Somebody worked for Trump.
Yeah.
Like one of his press people or something.
Yeah.
But I seen it on CNN. She had to come out and apologize.
Of course.
But she was
Can't
saying
mention Hitler in the 21st century.
After the whole coup shit, she was like, Hitler was right on one thing. I'm like, this bitch sound like this.
You can't Hitler was right, man. You just can't do it. Even if you think it, you can't say it, man. This is bad. But we out of here, man. Y'all be safe. Take care of yourselves. Keep your hands clean. Stay COVID free. And we out.